And the attorney, Dickey, turned to Mangione and said, "Don't say a word." And then at that moment, he began to continue to defend his client.
Mangione is held without bail. In New York, he's facing multiple charges, including murder. On his way into court today, he was shouting about an insult to the intelligence of the American people. A House hearing on drones underway after weeks of unmanned, unidentified aerial objects flying over parts of New Jersey and New York every night, sometimes over sensitive areas, including a military site and a Trump golf course.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey is at that hearing right now, and he tells Fox that he doesn't think the U.S. military is behind these drones and believes it's very possible that a foreign adversary is conducting surveillance.
China is one full decade ahead of us, and if this shows us anything, it shows us that we need to do better. The DoD, Department of Defense, is going to bring in a radar system that can better track these, because right now we are deficient in our radar system to track them.
Meanwhile, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy called for meetings tomorrow with legislators, state police, and the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness.
Fox's Nate Foy. The FBI is among the agencies investigating. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Wind, snow showers, and slick roads. Radar is clear. The sky mostly sunny. 46 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. It's looking more and more likely that you'll have to contend with those things tomorrow.
You could have rapidly deteriorating conditions, maybe even across such a short distance as a quarter to a half mile as these bands come in. They're very quick. They can produce whiteout conditions for very short periods of time.
Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says the snow will move in Wednesday, most likely between 2 and 8 p.m. all across the state. Two people driving cars along I-65 southbound fired their guns at each other on State Road 25 near I-65, according to state police, which happened on Monday night in Tippecanoe County. No one was hurt, but police say they're working to get to the bottom of it. A man facing execution in Indiana has filed a lawsuit against the state. Ryan Hedrick explains why.
Joseph Corcoran, on death row for years, has filed a federal lawsuit against Indiana's Department of Corrections. He's challenging the denial of his request to have a spiritual advisor with him during his December 18th execution. The lawsuit, filed by his wife and defense attorney, seeks to allow his spiritual advisor by his side with the hand on his shoulder or holding his hand until the execution is complete. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The average price for gas across Indiana is $2.88 a gallon, says Gas Buddy, which is the same average as it was on Monday, but it's a 13-cent drop from this time last Tuesday. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark has been named the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. She told Time that it's nice to have time to think about all she did in 2024.
It all happened so fast, like it's hard to appreciate in the moment and kind of understand in the moment, but it's been fun to reflect on.
She was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year and led the league in assists. The Fever opened their season in May. It's 3:04. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call
800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
With traffic at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
East side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic, Penn Pike up to 75th. Inbound 65, slow off west to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We'll look for chilly conditions tonight with low temperatures falling to about 24. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday and very breezy. Could see winds gusting near 30 miles an hour. Some scattered snow showers possible, could reduce visibility and create some slick spots. Highs only right around 31. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So yeah, they found a guy that murdered the United Healthcare CEO in cold blood in broad daylight. I say broad daylight. It was about 6:45 in the morning a couple of weeks ago. The guy walked out of the hotel room, and the aggressor, the murderer, Luigi Mangione is his name. He's 26 years old. Came up right behind him, blew him away, and they got him. He was like at a McDonald's somewhere in Pennsylvania, Hammer?
Altoona. And the reason I know Altoona, that's the AA affiliate of the Pittsburgh Pirates. So if you're good in Altoona, you get called up to Indianapolis.
Okay. And then somebody, imagine, I know it was a customer or an employee, but they recognized him. The kid's face was old. I say kid, he's 26 years old. Yeah, but his face was plastered all over the United States on every TV show and every news program, and they recognized him.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great that somebody was brave enough to, because I don't know if I would have been, is that him? Do I recognize that guy from somewhere? Should I call the police? No, there was no hesitation, and the police were saying, yeah, we knew it was him as soon as we took one look at him.
So the McDonald's employee called the police, and then when officers arrived, they approached the suspect. This is from the press conference from the Altoona Police Department yesterday.
The officer quickly recognized the male as the suspect from the shooting. And within several seconds of the first contact, he had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently. And that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question, and he didn't really answer it directly. So that statement alone really said a lot, and the suspect didn't have to say a lot after that question to show that he was very nervous at that point.
Yeah, not as tough as you thought you were, bud.
Right, and not as smart, not as slick as you thought you were either.
Yeah, I mean, he's tough enough to sneak up on some unsuspecting, unarmed, innocent individual and blow him away. But once you're face-to-face with those police officers, you knew it was up. You knew the jig was up.
And he was also, and again, this is from what we're hearing from our friends at Fox News, in possession of writings criticizing the healthcare industry. He had a ghost gun similar to the one believed that was used to kill the CEO of the health company. And what do we know about this little pipsqueak here? So Luigi Mangione went to Ivy League schools, had a contempt for corporate America and successful people, like it feels like a lot of people on the political left have these days.
Well, he was successful. His parents are successful.
He reposted a bunch of quotes from the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski. So Ted Kaczynski was some sort of inspiration. Grew up in Baltimore, where his parents continue to live, but public records show he's got relatives in San Francisco. His mom had reported him missing from San Francisco 2 weeks before the murder. Lived in Honolulu, and yeah, it seems like he had everything you want in life. A family structure, he had an education.
Valedictorian.
But somewhere along the line, he was radicalized. And where did that happen? Was that in the Ivy League schools? Was that somewhere else? Somebody got to this guy and completely radicalized him. Now, the thing that is bizarre to me, people are fanboying and fangirling over this piece of crap.
Why? Because he's like a quote-unquote good-looking dude.
Well, there's that, yes. There's a former radio host here in this city. Doesn't work here anymore. It's a guy by the name of Jay Michaels. Going on social media, upset that the guy was caught, talking about how gorgeous he is. Like, you know how disgusting that is? This dude is a murderer in cold blood. Listen, none of us like working with the healthcare system, working with insurance. It sucks. We all know it sucks. But this was somebody's dad. This was somebody that people cared about, and you murdered him by shooting him from behind. And people are championing that. Like this idiot Taylor Lorenz. Now, she used to be like the social media reporter for like the Washington Post. And now, I don't know what she does, but she ended up on this panel with Piers Morgan on his program.
Really?
Piers Morgan played her own words for her, where she's basically expressing joy that it happened, and then she tries to deny hearing her own words.
You're unhappy with my mischaracterization of what you said and inferring that you were feeling joyful about what had happened to this guy. So we've got the clip and we'll just play it back just to remind you.
I do believe in the sanctity of life. And I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it feels like...
Serious?
I mean...
Joy in a man's execution?
Maybe not joy, but certainly not empathy.
Now we're back live.
So you felt joy. You felt joy.
I'm so glad that you played that clip, because you'll see that I didn't
and then
say
she
that
said
I felt
she
joy
misspoke and clarified.
Oh.
And I didn't say that I felt joy.
You don't think Mark it was more that
man's
she
death.
wished she hadn't said she felt joy? Because she suddenly realized how bad it
Why don't you listen to that clip again? Because I don't say that I feel joy in the man's death. I said I feel joy because, and that's exactly when you cut me off. And if you let me finish, you would say, I feel joy.
Bullshit.
Oh, bullshit. Piers.
Piers Morgan called her on her BS.
Boy, that woman is a piece of work. And it takes a lot to get fired from the Washington Post.
Right.
I think she got fired after all the stuff she did. Like, she doxed the Libs of TikTok woman, who we've had on the show before, I believe.
Yes.
And then she posted a picture of Joe Biden with the words war criminal on one of her social media posts. And that was finally the straw that broke the camel's back for Taylor Lorenz and her gig. I think she just lost her podcasting gig, too, with Vox.
Again, imagine losing a podcasting gig. So she heard her own words and then realized, oh, this may be bad, and tried to walk it back. And good for Piers Morgan for not putting up with it.
Who was the radio guy you were talking about from here?
Oh, there's a dude named Jay Michaels.
Who's that? Who do you work for?
Used to work over at 93.9. They flip formats like a million times.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman that lives an alternative lifestyle and was talking about that and how this guy shouldn't have been taken in. He was mad at the McDonald's employees for calling.
No wonder he doesn't work in this market anymore, or in radio for that matter.
These people are lunatics, man. CNN last night, they were comparing the healthcare shooter to Daniel Penny.
Later in the night, we're also going to talk about Penny and the verdict there. Mm-hmm. There you also have a victim who somebody determined did not deserve to continue living, right?
No.
Yeah, tell me which vigilante action is okay.
One is being proactive, right? So this kid who executed a guy walking away from him, shot him in the back, for no reason whatsoever. Daniel Penny is a hero. You can say anything you want. Talk to people who ride the subway every day. Because I do all the time.
So let me
I can't find anyone who rides the subway who's unhappy about this verdict.
Well,
wow.
Comparing Daniel Penny to this little pipsqueak. And again, that was on CNN. And you heard the voice of somebody that's not even really a conservative, not a Republican that had to step up. It wasn't like it was Scott Jennings. Now, when Scott Jennings did get his opportunity to speak on CNN, he simply drew on like a piece of notebook paper the difference between good guys and bad guys.
If you're on the American left tonight, here's my chart. The good guys today, Daniel Penny. The bad guys, Luigi Mangione. It seems to me.
How do you?
Everybody
what's
on the left.
Chart for victims?
I'm just telling you what I see out in the world.
I know. I just want you to finish the chart. Which victim is good and which victim is...
Again, imagine putting yourself in a position to defend Luigi here.
And then she said, well, where's the chart for the victims? Which is good and which is bad? I'd say the United Healthcare CEO was a good victim. Like he was I don't know what his background was, but the guy, the lunatic on the train, on the subway that was threatening people's lives, who everyone said they were so glad that Daniel Penny stepped in and subdued this guy.
Right.
And it was minorities that helped assist Daniel Penny and also are on the record as saying, man, we're glad this guy stepped in.
And again, nobody likes dealing with the insurance companies. The insurance companies are designed to kind of screw you, let's be honest. But you don't get to kill the people you don't like. That's not how any of this works. It doesn't make you a vigilante, doesn't make you a mercenary. And to people like this Jay Michaels turd that used to do radio here, you certainly don't get to be upset that the killer was taken into custody. Freaks. Did anybody hear the big loud boom at about 4 o'clock in the morning today?
No, but I know it was kind of centered in like Hendricks County, Boone County, where I reside, but I did not hear or see anything.
So I guess this was part of some annual meteor shower.
Really?
The Geminids meteor shower. And this morning around 4 o'clock, yeah, there's a lot of videos making their way around social media of people seeing this big flash in the sky and then a loud boom noise that some people say rattled their house.
That freaked me out. I'd be like, all right, are we getting bombed or what is this?
Right. But yes, I guess this yearly phenomenon is most active November 19th through Christmas Eve. It's scheduled to peak 3 days from now, but clearly we're getting some action now with this meteor shower, which brings us to great moments in boom history.
Really?
Ladies and gentlemen, the late Bobby Slick Leonard.
Got it to Reggie. Here's a three. Yeah! Yes! Yes! Boom, baby.
Now
boom,
I get it.
Boom, boom. That's the guy. That's the guy.
Great moments in boom history. This guy from Kentucky that heard somebody crash into his house and knocked over some sort of big beehive that he had. Take a listen.
Well, I just had got done feeding my chickens, watering them and stuff, and I walked back to my house, sir, to get my phone so I could play a video game on it. And all of a sudden, I heard a big boom.
Big boom, which, if you really apply yourself, listen to that guy's voice and tell me it doesn't sound just like Boom Hour from King of the Hill.
I walked back to my house, sir, to get my phone so I could play a video game on it. And all of a sudden, I heard a big boom.
Boom, just like that.
Big boom.
Calling y'all people better than a month now. Grab about y'all every time that dang old dog cross the street started yapping his jaw.
And all of a sudden, I heard a big boom.
Boom,
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 boom, just like that.
Great moments in boom history. Matt Bear.
Inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 106th Street, 282nd. Crash East 30th Street at Fall Creek Parkway. Crash southeast side, Southeastern Avenue east of Fisher Road. And a crash on the west side, Tibbs Avenue at 20th. Traffic sponsored by Market District with locations in Carmel and Westfield. Discover the value of fresh at Market District. Find all the holiday season essentials in one place. Visit your Westfield and Carmel Market Districts to see how easy it is to be a foodie. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now it's 47 at the American Standard Heating and Weather Center. We got Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers, coming up here in just about 15 minutes.
Cool.
And at 5:30 today, one of our favorites from Breitbart, their international affairs editor, Frances Martel. She is the best in the business. We've also got a lot of fun stuff lined up, man. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time. We are the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, don't show up to that holiday party empty-handed looking for something new and unique. You might want to check out Barkeep Vodka. If you haven't tried Barkeep yet, you're missing out. It's the cleanest vodka ever. They use a new compression filtering process. It removes all the bite and burn and aftertaste, and it's local. And a better value than most other top-shelf vodkas.
If a better vodka at a lower price isn't enough, switch to Barkeep. It's made in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. This is good stuff. Pick up a bottle anywhere. Spirits are sold. BarkeepVodka.com.
Business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Mobile Unlimited. Plus, for a limited time, find out how to get an $800 holiday bonus prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today. Ends 12/15/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Connection Pro. EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
It's the holidays. If you're feeling bah humbug or not bringing your usual cheer, it could be low testosterone. It affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help put jingle in your bells. Guys have different T levels. We're not all the same. Don't go for just any standard dosage TRT plan. We recommend personalized treatment you get with the experts at Low T Center. Their TRT plan is tailored just for you with over a decade of experience. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Looking for last-minute gifts? Shane Company can help, even if you're still planning to propose. We have a wide selection of hand-picked diamonds and colorful gemstones in stock for dream engagement rings. Come discover fine jewelry gifts in every price range, curated by our in-house design team and crafted with care to our high-quality standards. At Shane Company, we'll protect your gifts with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com to find your store's extended hours and the perfect holiday gifts. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third-generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31. If you are looking for your source of homegrown, locally made, know where your food's coming from, we are your spot. We have hand-dipped ice cream, 130 different kinds of cheese. We fry chicken, just a little bit of everything, a foodie's heaven. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Well, we're coming to your city.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, I'm really looking forward to the 30th anniversary of Radiothon to help out the Salvation Army. This Friday, we'll all be broadcasting live. 36-hour broadcast to help out the Salvation Army at Sullivan's there, 71st and Keystone, like we always do. Now, if you go on WIBC.com, we each one of us here at the station, Hammer, you and I included, separately, though, we each have our virtual red kettles. If you want to get a head start on the donation process.
Right.
So, like my I've got a virtual red kettle. You just click on my picture there on the front page of WIBC, and the goal is $1,500 individually.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like, everybody has the red kettle. You know what the red kettle is? The iconic red kettles that people use. So we got a virtual one that you can just donate. And it's brought to you by my good friends at Galaxy Concrete Coatings and Window Nation. They're stepping up and offering to match any donation for your red kettle, my red kettle, up to $1,200.
So if you're in the office, maybe pass the hat around, get some people to make that charitable donation, and go to WIBC.com, get the head start. Click on either Hammer or Nigel's red kettle. It all goes to the same place, and it will be matched. And the Radiothon this Friday, presented by Financial Center. Come out and hang out with us. Come up to Sullivan's there at 71st and Keystone and just hang out with us. We'll have some drinks, we'll have a good time, and we are going to help a lot of Hoosiers. Speaking of helping people, do you get a lot of stuff delivered from, like, Amazon?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yes.
Are you aware of this promotion going on where you could tell your device in your home, the Alexa, I don't want to say it because it'll trigger everybody's right now.
Alexa, buy toilet paper.
There you go. Talk to your device and say, thank my driver, and Bezos kicks them an extra $5.
Really?
They tip your delivery driver. So if you get a package dropped off and you've got the device set up, you could simply say, Alexa, thank my driver, and then to no cost to you, it tips your delivery driver an extra $5. It's for a limited time only. I don't know how long this is going to be, but for the last couple of days, we've been doing that quite a bit because we get a lot of packages dropped off, right? The coupon lady sits on the phone and shops her ass off, man.
Gone are the days of physically going to those retail stores, boy. I don't think...
It's a bummer, but it is what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, my wife does most of the shopping anyway, but yeah, it's mostly online now.
But if you're having something delivered, do that. Go Alexa, thank my driver.
Okay.
And it'll tip them $5. Comes out of Bezos' pockets, doesn't come out of yours. And I think that's awesome. Did you see that Jay Leno is going to be doing a show in Brown County coming up on April 24th of next year?
That guy is a maniac, like in terms of his work ethic. He's in his 70s and still going strong.
Are we buying that he fell down a hill at the hotel?
Oh, man.
Because, man, I've fallen down before, and I've also seen people roughed up by mob members. And
now, you watch, you see the steepness of that hill that he fell down. But boy, his face was all messed up. But that was like something out of Princess Bride, I think, is what I described it as.
Yeah, man, I've got questions. I got questions. That looks like somebody took out some justice. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But if you want to go see Jay Leno, he's going to Brown County.
Oh, that'd be cool.
April 24th, which brings us to great moments in Jay Leno history.
Oh.
Now, we've made it perfectly clear on this show. I'm a Van Halen guy. You, Nigel, are a Van Hagar guy.
I do like
you. Like Sammy Hagar.
I do.
I like David Lee Roth. The one time where I kind of had to rethink everything is when David Lee Roth went on with Jay Leno. This is back in 2006.
Yeah.
He tried to put out a country album of all Van Halen hits, I believe.
What?
And tried to perform a country version of Jump.
I get up, baby, nothing gets me down.
No.
You got it tough.
Oh.
I see the toughest around.
Yikes.
And I know, baby, just how you feel.
I've never heard this.
He's got a full country band.
Kind of like bluegrass almost.
Right. Like a hee-haw version. Here we go. Big finish. That do anything for you, Nigel?
No, please turn it off.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Are you interested in wealth management designed to protect, maintain, and expand your financial portfolio? Trajan Wealth understands the importance of smart tactical investments and can tailor insights that are right in line with your risk tolerance. Maybe you're like, hey, man, I want to build my portfolio, but I can only lose so much. That's good. That's your risk tolerance. Trajan Wealth will take that information and customize your portfolio to meet your own unique goals and needs. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com today and schedule a complimentary consultation. Trajan Wealth is an independent firm, so they don't have to sell just one product. It's real customization here. And they're a fiduciary, which means you're always the top priority. Your interests come first. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Hey, holiday shoppers, got a no-brainer gift idea for you. It always fits. It's super useful, and best of all, it's just $50, plus you get 2 for the price of 1. I'm talking about a classic membership with AAA Hoosier Motor Club. AAA has bailed me out so many times. I've been broken down on the side of the road. I've had my car battery die on me, flat tires. AAA is there getting me back on the road ASAP right now. You can get 2 memberships for the price of 1.
And that comes with roadside assistance, 24/7, 365. Get that peace of mind knowing your loved ones are safe out on the road. Plus, travel discounts, complimentary travel planning, and you can also get info on auto, home, life insurance. All you got to do is visit AAA.com/radio to get this deal. AAA.com/radio, or stop by a local AAA office. 2 memberships for just $50. Give that gift right now.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An even colder front is on the way. All clear on your radar right now. 45 degrees in the Circle City. Lows in the 20s tonight. I'm John Herrick, and this report is brought to you by Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 3:32. That front's supposed to bring high wind gusts and snow. Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you can expect that snow to hit just in time for your Wednesday evening commute.
Being prepared for visibilities that may be on the order of 500 to 1,000 feet, and likewise, because the snow is falling so heavy, even though it's over such a short period of time, that can collect on the roadways.
And he says it might be a problem for your Thursday morning as well. Most of the state will get some snow, with the southern part projected to get the least. And searching for performers in her upcoming Broadway musical.
Working 9 to 5, what a way.
Is country music star Dolly Parton. She says she's looking for people to play herself as well as her family members. Dolly, an original musical, is inspired by her life and career. If you think you have what it takes, you can submit your audition at dollymusical.com. You've got traffic and weather next. It's 3:33.
It's starting to be fall in Indiana, the perfect time to tackle home projects you've been putting off before winter arrives. With Moss Roofing by your side, you don't have to do it alone. They're ready to assist with your roofing and siding needs, ensuring your home is safe and ready for the holidays. Let Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, give your home a serious glow up with premium James Hardy siding, tough enough to face Indiana's wild weather and stylish enough to turn heads on your block. And the best part, their free inspections come with a 3D design preview, so you could see your home's stunning makeover before the work begins. Contact Moss Roofing for a job done right every single time at Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, or call 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. That's 747-3665. Or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. And don't forget, tell them Tony Katz sent you.
With traffic at 334, here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 65, stop and go traffic 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. North side, eastbound 465 slows from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. It's a crash. It's crushing Fall Creek Parkway right now. It's at 30th Street in both directions. Fall Creek are backed up at the moment. Might be best to stay clear. West side crash, Tibbs Avenue, 20th Street. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Because she's too special for just an average gift, come see Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy-colored diamond collection. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
We'll look for chilly conditions tonight with low temperatures falling to about 24. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday and very breezy. Could see winds gusting near 30 miles an hour. Some scattered snow showers possible. Could reduce visibility and create some slick spots. Highs only right around 31. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
'Cause I'm just a teenage dude.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. His very special in-studio guest.
Jeff Boggs. Yeah. He's been a writer of some of your favorite television programs. Phenomenal follow on Twitter and X at Not Kenny Rogers. Jeff, how are you?
I am doing pretty good, a little under the weather. I'm on this cough medicine, and I don't know if it has me loopy or not, but when I was coming in, I heard David Lee Roth singing a country version of Jump. Is that correct?
It wasn't even country. It was like awful bluegrass.
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
so the cough syrup has really kicked in for you, my friend.
It has, and you guys were mentioning Jay Leno. Don't you, at the end of the day, does he have dirt on the Clintons? Like what is it about his life right now that's getting him beat up nonstop?
Right. I'm not buying that he fell down the hill. Maybe I'm wearing the tinfoil hat. I don't know. But I've seen enough gambling dudes get roughed up before that's what that looks like.
Didn't his car engine blow up in his face or something like that a couple of years ago?
Those were burns. He had burns on his head. This is a beatdown.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah,
you know, when
he looked awful.
When I was at IU, I worked as a bellman at the hotel. The IU hotel, and Jay Leno was playing, and I brought him up. I brought him up, and he couldn't have been nicer. You know, it's a little Bloods and Crips being at Letterman. Yeah, we hated Leno.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. You just thought he was hacky, and I didn't really respect his work ethic as much. But I guess as you get older, my goodness, that guy just doesn't stop.
Doesn't.
You know, so he's impressive.
So the healthcare shooter has been arrested, and I don't know if your social media timeline is loaded with this crap the way that mine is. I'm in the news cycle stuff here, but all of these people talking about how this guy's a hero and, oh, he's so good looking. I'm so upset at McDonald's for ratting this guy out. It's kind of sickening. Like, it takes a lot to really make me sick because I've got such low expectations for society. But seeing people react to this, man, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's a little like the Boston Marathon bomber. Remember Sarnev or whoever? He was on the front of Rolling Stone, and girls were like, he has great hair. You know, first of all, the kid is a tool. He's 26. His family's worth $100 million. You know, so you have a guy born on third base acting like he hit a triple, you know, that kind of guy.
Right.
And now you're finding out more and more. I think he did this because at the end of the day, he just wanted to be famous. I think that's what's happening now. You're just like, how can I get famous? I'm 26. I'm not super talented. My parents are rich. I've already graduated from school. I want to be famous. The good news for him, he's going to be very famous in prison coming up. The next, the
rest
30,
of his life,
30 or 40 years, especially the next couple weeks. You know, he'll make a great Secret Santa gift in cell block D.
Yeah, that's the thing. And man, I hope that it's just a case of some numbnuts that wants to be famous, because if it turns out he was just radicalized, whether it's by an Ivy League school or by media or by something, to me, that's a much larger issue, because I promise you he's not going to be the last one.
Right, and what I'm rooting for is hopefully we can trace this back to Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert, because those are the people who need to go behind bars.
I'm reading a headline here. This is, again, from The Sun. It's one of these headlines on the Drudge Report. CEO assassin Luigi Mangione went crazy after giant screws put in his spine, and then he called insurers parasites in some manifesto. So he suffered from some sort of malign spine, Jeff, and was reportedly made severely worse after a surfing accident, and he was never the same ever since. That's according to one of his pals.
No, I've seen that. I've seen that today. Supposedly, he took a surfing lesson in Hawaii, and it left him bedridden for a week. And he was unable to perform in the bedroom because of his back injury.
Right, yeah.
Those are the things coming out. First of all, guys, we've all had injuries. You know, we've all had horrible things happen to us. I once spent the night in a hospital because of a allergic reaction to a banana. Okay, I didn't go and shoot somebody the next day.
Right.
You know, I've had injuries.
And we've all underperformed in the bedroom,
Well,
right? Raise your hand if... Oh, nobody's raising. Never mind.
It just seems like... And we haven't even touched on McDonald's. I mean, what is happening? What a great McDonald's. The fact that the people who were eating there and the fact that the employees, people, you know, don't realize it was everyone in the restaurant looked at the guy and said, that's the dude, which leads you to believe, why are you traveling 700 miles and still wearing, you know, the same outfit? You know, it'd be like if you had a clown wig on and you travel across country and kept it on. So none of this makes any sense. The kid obviously went a little bit loopy, and I think that sadly, I don't think it's a political statement as much as it is, how can I get really famous? And it worked.
The folks on the YouTube chat want to know more about your banana hospital stay. And where did you put the banana?
Okay. It's really uncomfortable. And if my parents are listening, my mom's laughing and my dad's shaking his head. I stopped by my grandpa's house on the way back from IU once. I was driving up from Bloomington. He goes, do you want a banana? And I go, sure. Had the banana. 15 minutes later, started to feel the tickle. Felt a tickle in the back of my throat. And I was like, something's off. I drive home, the 15-minute drive home from my grandpa's, my eyes start shutting. And the thing that hangs, epiglottis, the thing that hangs down in the back of your throat, starts filling up. I go inside my house. My mom's upstairs. She goes, "Hey, Jeff," and I go, "Ooh," and I go down. I go downstairs to my room. Finally, she comes down and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I turn to her, and she freaks out because my head had swollen up to twice the size.
You're like Barry Bonds at this point.
It was unbelievable without the paycheck. But she drove me to Community North, and we went in, and you could tell by the look on the doctors' faces. That something bad was going to happen. So they gave me the quick epinephrine shot. Oh yeah. And so I had to spend the night in the hospital. And the worst part of it is, this is the part my mother will laugh at, the gentleman in the bed next to me with the curtain drawn was a very nice older gentleman who was incontinent. And throughout the entire night, every 45 to 50 seconds, it was explosive, followed by, "I'm so sorry." And so that's was my banana story.
Well, at least he was a gentleman about it.
I didn't know you could be allergic to bananas.
Well, it could have been in some pesticide on the banana.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had banana since, but it was actually really terrifying, scary stuff.
Stick around for one more break.
Yes.
Because we have got to talk about your Indiana Hoosiers, the college football playoffs, and I also want to touch base on what it was like Christmas time working on Letterman's show. Was he warm? Was he fuzzy? He looks like Santa now, but was he, pro-Santa back in the day? All of these things we will talk about when we come back with Jeff Boggs. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
How about this end-of-year sale Window Nation has going on right now? 50% off all windows, 0% interest, and an additional 10% off. 866-90Nation or windownation.com. I have a house full of Window Nation windows. My energy bills have gone down. And my windows that were installed never required any follow-up service. They did an awesome job.
When Window Nation sends somebody out to your house, they're sending the best of the best. The average installer has over 16 years experience. They measure 3 or more times before they cut. They make sure they do it right, and then they get out. They don't linger around. Window Nation is the best. I've seen it firsthand, and right now with this deal, you should call Window Nation and become a customer. It's the end of the year sale. 50% off all style windows, 0% interest for 72 months, and an additional 10% off. 866-90Nation or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. Today we're chatting with Michaela about crawl spaces. Michaela, why is it a problem if there's moisture in your crawl space?
Moisture in your crawl space can lead to mold growth and unpleasant odors. And remember, what happens in the crawl space doesn't stay there. It circulates throughout your entire home.
So how do you keep your crawl space dry, clean, and secure?
If you notice water or strange smells in your crawl space, call Michaelis for a free inspection. We're a local family-owned business that's been serving the Indianapolis area for over 39 years. If you need our services, we offer 0% down on crawl space work. You see our work before we see your money. We are your crawl space repair experts.
Keep your crawl space clean and dry for foundations, basements, and crawl spaces. When life happens, Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call or text 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Just because teens are tech savvy doesn't mean they're tech safe. They're facing increasing risks online from inappropriate content, bullies, even predators. Encourage the teens in your life to come to you whenever someone or something makes them uncomfortable online. Make sure your teens are tech safe. Go to InternetCrimesAgainstKids.com. A message from the Indiana Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, sponsored by the Indiana State Police.
Joyner Homes has been building truly custom homes in Central Indiana for 18 years. They can build anywhere that you can bring a builder or on your own private lot. They make it easy to build your dream home with an in-house team of architecture and design specialists. First step, visit joinerhomes.com. Check out floor plans, pricing, locations. You can even start from scratch. The design studio is where you pick out all the fun stuff, all the coolest stuff in one spot. And they're with you every step to ensure you stay on budget. That's joinerhomes.com.
Steel holiday savings are here. Make room under the tree for gifts at the top of their wish list. Right now, power up the holidays with great deals on long-lasting tools. Find the perfect gift at your local Steel dealer or shop the Steel Holiday Gift Guide at steelusa.com.
You'll be talking to family and friends on the phone during the holidays, so make sure everyone enjoys the conversation, including those with hearing loss. RelayIndiana.com provides captioned telephones that allow the hard of hearing to have normal phone conversations through voice recognition technology. The other person's words appear on an easy-to-read screen. Don't let those with hearing loss become isolated during the holidays. Get the CapTel captioned telephone from Relay Indiana. Learn more at RelayIndiana.com.
This Christmas, come see Pierce Jewelers' stunning showcases of spectacular designs and be dazzled by their one-of-a-kind collection of fine jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. She's too special for just an average gift. See Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Hendricks County westbound 70 jammed up after Ronald Reagan Parkway to State Road 267. Inbound 65 loaded MLK down to West Street. That's a delay time of 9 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Crash on the east side Washington Street at Sherman Drive and a crash back into Fawn Creek Parkway in both directions from the 30th Street intersection. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Come see the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. Pierce Jewelers shops the world to bring you the best, and they have it all. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
44 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Jeff Boggs with us, not Kenny Rogers, on social media. So as an IU alum, as a man who came on this program in week one and said the Hoosiers were going to win the national championship, how many of these tickets have you bought for the Notre Dame game? They're going for about $1,000 a piece. How many have you bought, Jeff?
They are pricey, and you think in your head, you're like, all right, price of one ticket versus a whole night of fun and food in Broad Ripple watching the game. So still kind of working on that. Gonna check the weather forecast. I have a question, though. Why in the world are we going to South Bend when they lost to Northern Illinois at home? Like why are people just, oh yeah, Notre Dame's the higher seed? It makes no sense. We lost one game this year at Ohio State because our punter dropped the ball. And somehow
special teams were rough because you gave up a punt return too.
Yeah, and boy, do I hope your Tennessee Volunteers beat Ohio State, Hammer. But yeah, I don't get it. And I know the spread right now is 7.5. I believe it will go down even more because once people really look at the matchup, the Hoosiers match up incredibly well. And I'm hoping it's not raining because I think we can throw on them.
What didn't Jake Query tell us? It's like going to be the forecast is 8 degrees that night here for like a
looking
week
at
from
the
Friday.
Extended forecast
forecast. Have you ever been to a game that cold, Jeff?
Oh, I have. I went to a Jets Colts game in at the Meadowlands in New York, and it was unbelievable. And some dude in a Colts jersey was being Mr. Tough Guy, stood up, and somebody threw an ice ball at his head.
Oh.
And so I tucked every Colts thing I had in so no one could see me the rest of the time.
Was it the game where the Jets beat the Colts 42-0?
It was a playoff game.
Playoff game.
That was Chad Pennington, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
That was rough. With the Jets games, I always thought this was weird. Why does everybody support this guy in the fireman's hat that gets on another grown man's shoulders where somebody's junk is rubbing on somebody's neck and he becomes a male cheerleader? Why is that a sign of masculinity in the greater New Jersey, New York area?
I don't know how to answer that. What am I supposed to say? I was just going to say it sounds like my prom night. But good for that dude.
Fireman Ed.
Well, yeah, we need people like that here, though, who just their whole life is dedicated to that.
But how would you feel like if you're sitting there, right, and your buddy taps you on the shoulder, hey, Boggs, I'm going to get up on your shoulders. No, you're not.
I would say no. Yeah.
You're not going to do that. Take me through what it was like when you were riding on the Late Show with Dave Letterman, Christmas time in New York, because the pictures always look great, right? We see Rockefeller Center, the big tree, Christmas in New York does look magical, from an outsider's perspective. What was it like there, and what was it like with Dave?
I loved it. It was the people say the most wonderful time of the year. It was the best time of year in New York because the smell of urine was deadened by the cold.
Good.
It's true, actually. If you've ever been to New York,
it makes sense.
The blast of urine coming down the avenues was unbelievable. So the snow helped.
Blast of urine,
and it helped with the rats. You could still see the fecal matter, but it wasn't as potent to the nose. It was awesome in New York. Rockefeller Center, everything. At the Late Show, every single year it followed the same script. We would have on the last show before Christmas, we'd do a show. The show would shoot early, I think 4 p.m. Darlene Love would come on, and she would do the huge orchestra with Paul, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. And, it was awesome. The second the show ended, we all jumped into town cars and went up to Wallman Rink in Central Park. That was the ice skating rink. And that's where Dave threw the staff Christmas party every year. Kind of a cool place to have a staff Christmas party. It was. I remember one year sitting with Mike Judge. We had him on in Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. He was
Office Space.
He was just there by himself, and he just getting drunk. And he's like, "This is pretty cool." But inevitably, what would happen at Wallman Rink? About an hour into it, some CBS page would get drunk, and their head would hit the ice, and blood would be everywhere, and they have to shut down the skating for a few minutes. But it was cool. Dave would go. He'd always take a few laps around the rink. He was
really. I don't see him as an ice skating type.
Unbelievable.
Would Paul Schaefer go? Did you have much interaction?
Paul would be there. Literally everyone would be there. It was that really great moment. That and Thanksgiving were incredible. There's one funny story about it though. At Letterman, the build up to Christmas, we had the free box. It was called the free box. And so everyone would send free stuff in to Dave. And I'm talking unbelievable swag, like video games. I got a full leather Pacers jacket once. They would just send them in, and whatever Dave didn't want, he put in the free box. So one time I'm dating a girl from IU, and I'm like, oh man, I have to get her mom something. And I got in early, and I go by the free box, right? And there is a beautiful display of Godiva chocolates.
Perfect.
Unbelievable. Yep. I walk past, it's 9:15. I got in early. I'm like, I'm going to grab those. I'm going to wrap them really quick. I'll get them in the mail. They'll be back in Indy, in 2 days, and she'll have it for Christmas. Awesome. So I did just that. The girl and I broke up about 1.5 years later. And the last thing she said to me, she goes, and by the way, you know that box of Godiva chocolates you sent my mom for Christmas? And I go, yeah. And she goes, well, they were half eaten.
Oh, no.
And so I should have checked. I believe the maintenance people got into them. And in my haste, I didn't check. So when I think of Christmas, I think of half-eaten chocolates and girlfriend breakup.
Boy, she was really saving that one. She had that one in her back pocket, didn't she?
Damn right she did.
1.5 years. Good for her. Good for her.
Like that was the revenge card she was ready to play right there.
And she played it well, which kind of broke me. So.
But in retrospect, the relationship ended. So you know what? Maybe it was good that you sent the half-eaten one to her.
I think so. And it made me respect her more. It's like Bob Dole when he dropped out of the presidency and all of a sudden he was funny on talk shows. Mm-hmm. For her, I was like, where was this when we were dating still? That's a good line.
Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers, on Twitter, on X. Jeff, thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks,
Thank you. And congratulations, Molly, on passing your exam. I'm so proud.
There we go. All right, when we come back, Trump's nominee for Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth. He's shaking hands. He's doing all that stuff in D.C. today. We've got some audio. That is coming up next.
Well, unfortunately, if you're single or widowed woman, the stats aren't in your favor. You run a far greater risk of running out of money in retirement than any man or married couple. So you can discover the strategies that could ensure you never run out of money in retirement with Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. We know and trust Bill, and you can too. Trust me, the last thing you want is to be 80 years old, full of life, and flat broke.
And look, Bill Demery understands all the different options you have to generate income in retirement. And he's helped thousands of people, including Nigel and myself. So we're not retired yet, but we're laying the groundwork to have our money taken care of. And that is why you should set up a free chat with Bill Demery. 317-648-5120. That's 648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
Fellas, feel like you've lost more than just a step or two? It could be low testosterone. You can get your levels checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience with testosterone therapy, or TRT. For established patients, they offer at-home TRT treatment, including both lab testing and medication. Low T Center's plan is a personalized treatment plan, not just a basic, standard treatment offered by some providers. It ships directly to your door. LowTCenter.com to book your appointment, reinventing men's healthcare.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care.
Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
Can you hear me? So can your customers. Get your message heard. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, the latest to know about the upcoming snow in Indiana. The Indiana Supreme Court, what they had to say today regarding abortion, and what Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark won this time. All those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio at the top of the hour. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
He's fighting a return to New York. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The murder suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson appearing for an extradition hearing in Pennsylvania, where he was arrested yesterday.
As 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was ushered into the Blair County Courthouse in Hollidaysburg, he struggled with deputies and shouted.
It's completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Saying this is completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people. Mangione did not waive extradition to New York, where he faces felony murder charges. Bail also denied. Mangione tried to talk in court, and his attorney told him not to say a word.
Fox's Jeff Benasso. The New York Post reporting Mangione had a traumatic back injury and surgery, and that his mother had reported him missing last month, just days before police believe he first arrived in New York. Nothing's ruled out so far as the FBI and Homeland Security investigate unidentified drones making nightly flights over parts of New Jersey and New York for several weeks now.
I'm not going to go into what they could be or could not be from here. That is something that obviously is being looked at.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, as a previously scheduled House hearing is held on security concerns about drones in general.
At today's hearing, the head of security for the NFL, there are concerns about drones flying too close to stadiums, hosting professional sporting events.
Fox's Chad Pergram on the Hill.
There are also issues about how drones impact general aviation and how bad actors could exploit drone technology to hit power plants.
One state senator calling for a temporary ban on all drones in New Jersey until the public gets answers. A major grocery chain merger blocked by a federal judge rejecting arguments from Albertsons and Kroger that they need to merge to compete with global competitors, including Walmart and Amazon. Stocks finished lower again. The Dow down 154 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Looking at the timing and the amount. Mostly sunny and 46 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A system moving across Indiana on Wednesday is supposed to bring snow and near whiteout conditions. Ryan Hedrick reports.
The timing of Wednesday's storm is what forecasters are most concerned about. They expect the snow to hit between 2 and 8 p.m., just in time to disrupt your afternoon commute.
You could have rapidly deteriorating conditions, maybe even across such a short distance as a quarter to a half mile as these bands come in. They're very quick.
Mike Ryan from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says take your time going to work on Thursday morning as temperatures will drop overnight Wednesday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Supreme Court said today that they declined to hear the case of whether Indiana's new abortion restrictions violate the state's Religious Freedom Act. The court voted not to review the appeal of an injunction that bars state leaders from enforcing the abortion ban on a group of women who claim it violates their religious choices. The judges did say they expect to eventually get and decide the case once lower-level court proceedings are done. The 2024 Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever. She led the Fever to their first playoff berth in 8 years this past season by being the WNBA's Rookie of the Year and leading the league in assists. She broke the rookie scoring scoring record and became the first rookie to achieve a triple-double. She also boosted ticket sales and TV revenue for the league. The Fever start their season Saturday, May 25th. Former Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill says the case against him never had a shot. 4 women accused him of groping them in an Indianapolis lounge 6 years ago, but Hill argues there was no evidence, just a crowded room with no witnesses.
You want people to know your case. You're really driving for victims of violence, and then you get less than 24 hours away from having your moment in court to expose all of this dirt and filth. And you stop.
That was Hill on WIBC's Kendall and Casey this morning. The women who accused Hill said they just wanted an apology. The Big Ten Conference Championship game stays in Indianapolis through 2028, but other cities like Los Angeles and Las Vegas are trying to take it away from Indy. Indiana Sports Corp President Patrick Talty says there are things Indianapolis can do that those cities can't.
We can out-welcome anybody. Hoosier hospitality is real. And we come together better as a community to execute and host people than any other city.
He tells Inside Indiana Business what helped in this year's Big Ten title game was having even more national exposure with the Oregon Ducks in town, and the feedback so far has been positive. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:04.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-9336. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-9336. That's 800-444-9336. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-444-9336.
With WIBC traffic at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
Inbound Fall Creek Parkway closed from 32nd Street to 30th right now because of a crash following a police pursuit, I am told. And outbound Fall Creek going northeast, that is stop and go traffic right now before Central up to that crash at 30th Street, both directions. Kind of a mess right now. Inbound 65 slow roll from MLK down to Meridian Penn. That's a 7-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slows Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Crash east side Washington Street at Sherman Drive, and at Hendricks County by the airport. Westbound 70 stop and go traffic Ronald Reagan Parkway out to State Road 267. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Start overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Wednesday, prepare for a very active day as scattered snow showers move in the afternoon, nighttime hours. Some heavier snowbursts cannot be ruled out, which could impact travel with wind gusts of 35-plus miles per hour at times. Highs will be in the low 30s. Then Thursday, the bottom really falls out on us once again temperature-wise. We'll start the day off in the single digits for the feels-like temperatures, and then highs only get into the mid-20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
So it looks like Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa has come around on Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth is Donald Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth is a media personality, a war hero, several medals, he's a veteran of Iraq, 2 Bronze Stars, and he's been a fixture on Fox News for a long time. Friend of the show. We've had him on our show a couple of times. Very impressive, and that's Donald Trump's pick for Secretary of Defense, although there are some Republicans that are kind of but even the ones that are have kind of come around. Collins, Murkowski. I don't know that they've actually come out and said they are for Hegseth, but they definitely, the usual suspects, the Turtle, McConnell,
right,
have not come out against it. Joni Ernst of Iowa is kind of the only one that's really, she hasn't come out against it. But we played a clip of her last week, And again, paraphrasing here, but when asked her opinion about Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, she was like, paraphrasing, of course. You know what I'm getting at.
Quote, EHHHHHH. Well, and Joni Ernst caught a lot of crap because of this.
Yeah, it's like,
and there were people saying, okay, Joni, if you're going to pull this crap, then maybe, just maybe, we find somebody to primary you next time you run. Because this is our chance to get things right. There's a 2-year window here before the next midterms. Do not screw this up by trying to be some sort of rogue agent here. And honestly, I think she heard a lot of that criticism, and now it sounds like she's going to play ball. Take a listen to this. This is Pete Hegseth. He's in D.C. He's meeting with all the lawmakers and the senators, talking about whether they want to confirm him, whether they don't. If they don't, what can we do to work things out? Here's Pete Hegseth after his meeting with Iowa Senator Joni Ernst.
People don't really know this. I've known Senator Ernst for over 10 years. I knew her when she was a state senator running to be the first female combat veteran, and we supported her in that effort and have continued to, because you get into these meetings and you get to listen to senators as an amazing advise and consent process, and you hear how thoughtful, serious, substantive they are on these key issues as they pertain to our Defense Department. And Joni Ernst is front and center on that. So able to have phone calls and meetings time and time again to talk over the issues is really, really important. And the fact that she's willing to support me through this process means a lot. And I also want an opportunity here to clarify comments that have been misconstrued, that I somehow don't support women in the military. Some of our greatest warriors, our best warriors out there, are women who serve, raise their right hand to defend this country and love our nation, want to defend that flag, and they do it every single day around the globe. So I'm not presuming anything, but after President Trump asked me to be his Secretary of Defense, should I get the opportunity to do that, I look forward to being a secretary for all our warriors, men and women, for the amazing contributions they make in our military.
Boy, it really looked like Pete Hegseth, and he was talking about Joni Ernst there of Iowa, who was kind of questionable on whether or not she was going to confirm him or not. But talk about a guy that was kind of down and out, and at the beginning of last week, maybe even but last week, at the beginning of last week, Pete Hegseth was like, I thought it wasn't going to happen. Like, I thought I was especially after what happened with Matt Gaetz, representative out of Florida. Two different situations, a little bit. Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, he stepped back. But now he's fighting back. He's having these conversations, and I think I think I've done a 180, and it looks like now he may get confirmed for Secretary of Defense.
You can't just let these people accuse you of all this crap and let them get away with it, because they're never going to stop, right? Hell, the Democrats were bragging about it recently. Well, we got Gaetz out of here. Now we're going to get Hegseth out of here. Up next, it's going to be RFK and then Tulsi, because they know historically Republicans have been so wishy-washy, such wussies, or something that rhymes with that they can kind of boss them around and get their way. But this has to be different. Republicans have to stand their ground here. Now, Hegseth is meeting with Collins and Murkowski the next couple of days, so we'll see how that goes. But last night, after he was doing the rounds in D.C., he sat down for, I believe this is his first exclusive interview on Fox News since all of this began. Hegseth sat down with Sean Hannity, and he was talking about a lot of these sex assault allegations and drinking allegations from the media, liberal senators, and more.
I mean, in addition to personal witnesses and all of that, it was fully investigated at the time years ago, and I was completely cleared. And that's why, Sean, you know what I look forward to? I look forward to the FBI background check. I look forward to the actual under oath conversations with senators as we go through the process, because, again, this is what the left does, Sean. It's the anatomy of a smear. They take something and then they add anonymous sources and contortions and flat out lies, and then they try to try you in the media before you can even get into the doors with senators. And this is where I give so much credit to President Trump. He's got a backbone of steel. He never backs down. He called me and said, Pete, you keep fighting. And when he picked me, he said, Pete, it's because I know you can do this. You're going to have to be tough as hell, stare these folks down, and stand up for the change that needs to come to the Defense Department. If he can endure what he's done, Sean, then I can stick up to this lying press and fight on for the American people and our warfighters.
He had such a good point about anonymous sources and things like that. I mean, at the very least, that it was awful. But with Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, they had an actual physical human being out there testifying at those committee or confirmation hearings. I mean, Blasey Ford, again, crazy.
That was Blasey Ford? I thought that was Garth from Wayne's World. You're telling me that was a woman named
there was a resemblance.
Blasey Ford?
There was a resemblance.
I thought it was Garth Algar.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. You learn something new every day.
I don't have anything to add to that.
Last little piece of audio I want to share with you. This is Pete Hegseth telling Sean Hannity about what Donald Trump has asked him to do specifically as the incoming, hopefully, Secretary of Defense.
I'll just say what he told me. Return the Pentagon to the warfighters, Pete. Get in there and clean out all the social justice, politically correct garbage on top and get back to lethality, warfighting, accountability, meritocracy, and readiness. And guess what? 95% of the people in that building in the Pentagon and that wear the uniform, that's all they want to do anyway. And so when you return to that, it changes the culture of an institution that now stands up straight. You address that recruiting crisis. You address the retention crisis. Sean, I can't tell you how many families have reached out to me and said, my son or daughter wasn't going to join, and now they are after President Trump was elected and you were chosen to be SecDef. Same with retention. And then the rest of the world takes notice of that, Sean. So I'm not going to get ahead of the president on policy or what our posture will be. But we will be strong. And we will have peace through strength, as Donald Trump has said, and we will put America first. That's what he's asked me to do at the Pentagon, and that's my promise to the American people and our warfighters, led by President Donald Trump.
And I like what Pete is implying there, basically. Yeah, the people that actually serve in uniform on the battlefield day to day, the rank and file, they're not woke. They're not paying attention to all that crap. It's the civilian. It's the civilians that are the leadership in the military that are woke and pushing that crap. Millie with the, I want to understand white rage. I'm going to read a book about white rage. Shut up.
That's a perfect impression, by the way. Like, you couldn't have done it any better.
I mean, the guy is I don't know, impeccable, but he's a guy that served his country and just wound up looking like a doofus up there talking about that stuff. I hate that. I hate having to say that about a decorated military guy, but it's the truth.
And one thing I think Pete said in that last little bit of audio we played for you, I think it's going to be huge. I'm curious to see what the enrollment looks like, because I bet, and again, you know me, I'm a gambler, but I'm willing to bet you will see an uptick, because I think more parents have faith that Donald Trump, under his presidency, will be a strong commander-in-chief, and they would be okay sending their sons and their daughters to Donald Trump's military as opposed to the woke, ridiculous bullcrap that we've seen for the last 4 years. You may have heard this in the news a little bit earlier, but Time Magazine, their Athlete of the Year for 2024, Caitlin Clark of your Indiana Fever.
No, it's not that woman from the sky, the Chicago sky.
Angel Reese.
It's not Angel Reese?
It is not.
Come on. Well, I'm thinking there's something racial going on here then.
Time Magazine all of a sudden is racist. Life comes at you fast, doesn't it, Time? No, this is the right pick, and
of course it is.
Caitlin Clark is on the cover, and man, she looks ripped. She's got like the six-pack abs showing, and she's looking all athletic.
With the midriff shirt on with the big pants. I like it.
So here to discuss her 365 days.
Oh, is she on the phone?
The calendar year. She's here to talk about being the WNBA Rookie of the Year, playing in the league, and being snubbed from the Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark.
Let's make one thing perfectly clear here. I'm doing all of you a favor just by playing in this league. Let's stop with the Angel Reese and Cameron Brink talk. If not for me, those chicks would have to have side jobs at Foot Locker.
Correct.
As for not making the Olympic team, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll just go back to my millions of dollars in endorsements while all of these jealous and catty bitches play ball without me. At the end of the day, I've got more money and more fans than any of those ugly heifers combined. I'm changing the sport while some of these women look like they are changing genders. Go Fever, AI Caitlin. Out.
AI Caitlin Clark on her past year in the spotlight.
I love her.
All right, Matt Bear, what's up?
Inbound Fall Creek Parkway closed from 32nd Street to 30th Street. Outbound to Fall Creek Parkway also jammed up from 30th Street. All this because of a crash involving a van that's rolled on 30th. Fall Creek Parkway is doomed for the moment right now. Inbound again shut down 32nd to 30th. You can get by on outbound. It's going to take you a minute, especially if you're coming up from Meridian. Looking at northbound 465 on the northwest side, stop and go traffic. 86th Street to 865. Eastbound 465 grinding from Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 loaded Belmont to Meridian, Illinois for a 7-minute delay. And the southwest side southbound 465 stop and go traffic from I-70 to Kentucky Avenue. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
6-0. We need 60 more people to jump on the YouTube stream and give us a thumbs up. Hit that like. We try to get to 100 every day. You know, we're in here busting our butts for you. We're having a good time. And if you're entertained, if you're informed, all we're asking is you keep coming back every day and you give us a like on that YouTube stream. We got to get to 100. We need 60 more people. So jump on the WIBC YouTube page. Right now, it's 43 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Is This Anything? Next.
You know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hello, this is Don Steffi, Executive Director for the Indianapolis Ballet. 'Tis the season, is it not? Or is it nut? The Nutcracker, a family tradition brought to life by your Indianapolis Ballet. December 19 through the 22nd at the Murat Theater Old National Center. Don't miss this delightful classic for the whole family to enjoy. Brilliant and festive dancing, colorful sets and costumes, Tchaikovsky's beautiful music, and a whole lot more. Indianapolis Ballet's The Nutcracker. Tickets at indieballet.org.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. The BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or save up to $3,100. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota. Or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com. The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Downtown Indy, dressed in holiday style and glowing with bright lights and festive sights all season long. Gather with friends on Monument Circle to enjoy stunning holiday lighting and audio-visual presentations every night of the week. Create new memories while dining at award-winning restaurants just steps from your favorite attractions, sporting events, and performances. Come winter wander in downtown Indy. Come for an event, stay for a holiday experience. Visit IndyWonderland.com for all the details, including curated downtown holiday itineraries. That's IndyWonderland.com.
You need better water. Really. Why don't you call C&J Water today for a free water analysis and see why you need better water? When you do, you'll get a 10% discount on all C&J Water products to improve your water quality today. For better skin and hair, you don't need a different shampoo, detergent, or lotion. You need better water. Now's a great time to upgrade. Call C&J Water for great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT. That's 317-733-SOFT.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Get Your Sparkle On jewelry store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Big Nige. Is this anything? A Delta pilot going viral on social media for explaining the real reason you can't use your phone on a plane and why it should be in airplane mode.
The airplane mode button on your phone is not a conspiracy. So if you forget to put your phone on airplane mode, no, it's not the end of the world. The plane will not fall out of the sky, and it won't even mess with the systems on board. However, it does have the potential to mess with the headsets. If you have an aircraft with 70, 80, 150 people on board, and even 3 or 4 people's phones start to try to make a connection to a radio tower for an incoming phone call, it sends out radio waves. There's the potential that those radio waves can interfere with the radio waves of the headset that the pilots are using. It's definitely pretty annoying when you're trying to copy down instructions. So if you're ever curious why you got to put on airplane mode, that's why.
I don't know. I'm still calling BS.
Right. You just told me the plane's not going to fall out of the sky, right? That's all I care about.
That's really all I care about.
That's it.
Is whether or not the plane. I can't even make a call at 30,000 feet in the air, even if I wanted to. I think you can do it if you hook up to the internet and you're talking to somebody. At least I know, like, my wife has been, when she goes out of town, she'll text me from the airplane at 30,000 feet because she's connected to the internet.
Right.
And if I have the same iPhone and I'm on the internet, I think there's a way to communicate.
You can pay extra.
I think it's just I think it's a function of the stewardess, the flight attendants, the pilots don't want to hear a bunch of people talking loudly on their phone like you would in, say, like a train or a subway system or a restaurant. It's so annoying. I couldn't imagine sitting there next to somebody yapping away on their phone the whole time.
Especially on speakerphone, right?
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's speakerphone.
Allison, it's totally lost on him. It's totally lost on him because Allison and I laugh at you every single day because either your wife or your kids will call you, and God love them, you always have them on speaker. And I'm over here trying to figure out what's going on next. I got my own stuff going on. Allison's trying to get the switchboard under control, and you're always on the damn speakerphone. You can't just talk to her on the phone. We all have to hear what's going on with your kids and wife, too.
Does anybody ever talk to their spouses or anybody on, up to their ear anymore?
Everybody else.
Nobody does. I literally see nobody.
Maybe it's a Zionsville thing. I don't know.
Yes, our highfalutin elitists in Zionsville only use the speakerphone.
You, John Stair, Lori Shine, all of you having conversations that all of a sudden we are involved in now, too.
I'm not aware of Judge Shine's iPhone habits or the mayor's, for that matter.
But you're that guy. You are 100% that guy.
I'll take it.
Is this anything? A poll found that candy canes are more likely to be used as decorations than food. 60% of people use candy canes to decorate. Only 58 actually eat them. Overall, it looks like the numbers show we're pro candy cane, though. 80% feel nostalgia when they see a candy cane. 77% would describe them as refreshing.
I could live without candy canes in terms of eating them, having them as a refreshing or whatever you said. But yeah, they're hanging up all over our tree for sure.
Decorations?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe the mini ones. Maybe I'll pop a mini one in just for some fresh breath or something.
Right.
But the giant, like the big ones, like the thick ones. You ever had one of those thick ones? They make them really like
they're real sticky.
Yeah. No, I'm good on that. Now, there are different flavors, though.
Right. Some of them have like that green peppermint thing going on.
Yeah, or like butterscotch or things like that. But mostly...
Are you traditional when it comes to the candy cane flavor? Just the red and the white?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's overrated. I really do. And anyway, my grandparents had what amounted to the circular candy cane flavor, those mints. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, I know. The little round things.
There was a round candy that that was red and white.
Right.
And it was candy cane flavor, but just in a different shape.
Just like a little mint, and
those are easier to eat. First world problems. I can't. And who hasn't at any time in their lives tried to open a candy cane and broken it?
Bingo. That's the problem.
In
right?
the process of opening the cellophane, the tight packaging.
Like as kids at school, like a teacher would pass them out like right before Christmas or whatever, and there was nothing more demoralizing than a broken ass candy cane.
Demoralizing.
Great moments in candy cane history, and this is a true story. And I know we got to hit a break here, but in a previous radio gig, I was asked to come speak to a school, like little kindergartners or something. They want to have the radio guy there. It's like, all right. So I go in there and I'm speaking to the kids. It's Christmas time. Who's ready for Santa? Let's go. I'm trying to fire him up. And I'm trying to make this one little kid laugh. He had a candy cane. And I said, candy canes are just the bones of dead elves. And he started to tear up and he started to look all sad. I was like, I'm just joking. They're not the bones of dead elves. All the other kids got upset. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
The holidays are a magical time to get engaged. At Shane Company, we're here to help you create your dream engagement ring in just 3 easy steps. Choose a setting that speaks to your style. Compare diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. Then personalize it with a decorative crown and special engraving. Or choose a perfectly preset ring that's ready to go. At Shane Company, you'll find everyday competitive prices, a no-pressure environment, and an unmatched free lifetime warranty. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
This time tomorrow, you might be in the thick of it. Sunny and your radar is clear. 44 degrees in the Circle City. I'm Sean Herrick, and this report is brought to you by Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 4:33. Snow possible all across Indiana on Wednesday. As for when?
Again, the time frame, unfortunately, looks like it's going to coincide with that evening rush hour when our traffic volume is at its highest.
And Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service says that could also linger into Thursday morning and cause slick roads, too. A crash at 30th and Fall Creek Parkway this afternoon in Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Parkway, this was a high-speed chase that ended in a collision. The person driving the car hit a light pole. There's a New York Yankees cap in the middle of the road and a bunch of glass and debris strewn across the road as people are trying to drive around this mess. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An extradition hearing this afternoon in New York City for Luigi Mangione. He's the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week. And that's the sound of Mangione yelling at reporters when he got there. Police say they found lots of things on him when he was arrested at a McDonald's on Monday, including a 3-page handwritten manifesto about the ill will he had toward corporate America. There's been a medical incident involving Republican Senator Mitch McConnell where he hit his head during a fall today. South Dakota Republican Senator John Thune was asked about it.
He is fine. He's in his office. And any other questions about Senator McConnell refer to his staff.
And McConnell's supposed to speak later today. Emergency personnel were seen leaving. The economy is what President Biden spoke about today. Fox's Jared Halpern.
When President-elect Trump is sworn in next month, President Biden says most economists believe the new administration will inherit a strong economy.
It is my profound hope that the new administration will preserve and build on this progress.
Speaking at the Brookings Institution, an economic think tank, the president attributes economic recovery by turning away from trickle-down economics. Despite the record President Biden says he's accomplished, voters throughout the year expressed frustration and disapproval of his handling of the economy. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And the successful National Cinema Day featured discounted movie tickets will return next year. The Cinema Foundation said today it'll be rebranded as At the Movies and it'll be held quarterly. Kicks off January 19th with National Popcorn Day. Some ticket prices are as low as $3. And at the closing bell today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 154 points to 44,247. The S&P 500 lost 18 points to 6,034. And the NASDAQ dropped 49 points to 19,687. A federal judge also blocked the pending $25 billion merger of grocery chains Kroger and Albertsons this afternoon. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:35.
It's starting to be fall in Indiana, the perfect time to tackle home projects you've been putting off before winter arrives. With Moss Roofing by your side, you don't have to do it alone. They're ready to assist with your roofing and siding needs, ensuring your home is safe and ready for the holidays. Let Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, give your home a serious glow-up with premium James Hardy siding, tough enough to face Indiana's wild weather and stylish enough to turn heads on your block. And the best part, their free inspections come with a 3D design preview so you can see your home's stunning makeover before the work begins. Contact Moss Roofing for a job done right every single time at Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, or call 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. That's 747-3665. Or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. And don't forget, tell them Tony Katz sent you.
With traffic at 4:36, here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 65 at 29th Street, a stall on the right shoulder causing stop-and-go traffic to MLK. After that, southbound 65 continues to be slow from 21st to Meridian Pad. Inbound Fall Creek Parkway is closed. 32nd Street to 30th because of a crash. Ryan was talking about this, a crash involving an overturned van. Also, police pursued. This is at Fall Creek Parkway and 30th. Inbound closed. Outbound you can get through. It's going to be backed up as you make your way home tonight. Eastbound 70 is stopped. Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois, 14-minute delay. And then on the south side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic before 31. Over to I-65. Now hearing of a crash on the south side. Just getting this. It's northbound 65 near Edgewood Avenue. And cannot tell the lane restrictions at the moment, but we are backed up to Southport Road. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Because she's too special for just an average gift, come see Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare one-of-a-kind fancy color diamond collection. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Some light snow possible in the overnight hours tonight with lows falling into the mid-20s. Prepare for an active Wednesday as snow showers move in scattered fashion by Wednesday afternoon and night. Some heavier snow bursts possible, which could impact travel. Wind gusts will be up to 35-plus miles per hour at times. Highs will struggle to get into the low 30s, and then frigid air really settles in by Thursday. We're talking heavy coat weather. Start the day off with single-digit wind chills, and then highs struggle to warm into the mid-20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Good news. Officials, law enforcement caught up with the guy that murdered the United Healthcare CEO in cold blood a couple of weeks ago outside a hotel in Manhattan about 6:45 in the morning. Coward just walked up behind him and blew him away. I still want to know how this guy, this Luigi Mangione, 26 years old, knew he was going to be at the place where he was at 6:45 precisely in the morning. There's
Right.
a lot of unanswered questions.
Because that wasn't part of that dude's routine at all.
Not at all. He didn't even live in New York City. He was there for a conference. He was going to speak on some panel or something like that. So they found Luigi, the dude's name, at McDonald's, I believe, in somewhere in Pennsylvania. Altoona.
Yeah. And
the employees or the customers recognized the guy and called the police. I think that's awesome. I think that's amazing that happened.
We always hear, if you see something,
I know.
say something, right? Well, somebody did, and it led to this piece of garbage being captured. Now, today, this was pretty wild. He was going into the courthouse in Pennsylvania for a hearing, an arraignment, something. And for the most part, this guy's been pretty quiet since he's been in custody.
Mm-hmm.
But he starts yelling at reporters here. He's yelling out, quote, "This is completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people." Now, here's the audio. Now, keep in mind, he's handcuffed. He's being dragged in this courtroom, but that's what he's yelling out.
Oh my God, that's completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and lived experience.
Yeah, he's going to start acting crazy, like physically and outwardly, and so he can get a insanity defense.
That could be where he's going.
Watch what happens with this.
And again, this guy who has shared multiple quotes and passages on social media of Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, but he wasn't some backwoods, hilljack. This was an Ivy League, smart, valedictorian-like, good-looking kid, and now he's been radicalized to the point to where he's yelling out this garbage and he's shooting people because they're rich, they're successful, and the insurance industry isn't fair.
Well, there are some similarities between him and Kaczynski. I think they were both Ivy League grads, and I don't know if Kaczynski was valedictorian or not, but they're smart and just wicked intelligent, but they were both crazy as well, and they were off the grid. He was missing. This Luigi dude was missing for 2 or 3 weeks. His parents, well-to-do parents, ultra-rich parents, reported him missing.
So Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, he's talking about how this guy has been radicalized by the political left. Because that is kind of one of their things, right? Tax the rich. Rich people are bad. Pay your fair share. Like somehow in this country, the last 20 to 30 years, it went from looking at somebody rich and successful and thinking to yourself, you know what? I want to be that one day, to this is bullcrap. What he has should be mine. Like that weird switch is taking place where people feel entitled and they hate the successful. And look, I get it. I don't like the insurance companies. Nobody likes dealing with the insurance companies. But you don't murder the people that do it. That's not how this works. I'm sorry. So Ted Cruz is talking about how radicalized this guy got. And that's where The View comes in, Nige. Joy Behar whining that Ted Cruz is calling out the extremist left for their violence and assassination attempts on The View.
Of course, Ted Cruz has to politicize it and say that it's a left-wing thing. I mean, I think it was the second attempted assassination on Trump was a kid who was a registered Republican, who also voted for Biden and had a lot of left-wing stuff on his social media. But I don't think that this is, as you say, it's not a political issue. No. And why does Ted Cruz insist on dividing Americans even further?
Well, first of all, Joy, can I call you Joy? That lunatic was a registered Republican because he wanted to vote against Donald Trump. In no way did the assassin of Donald Trump really have Republican conservative values. No way did he really want to vote for somebody in that primary. And number two, I'm sorry, but when you look at some of these people, whether it's the people that tried to shoot Donald Trump, the people that tried to shoot the congressional softball game a number of years ago, the Bernie bro.
Nashville shooter.
The Nashville shooter.
Christian kids dead. And we still know more about Luigi and his manifesto than we do the trans shooter in Nashville.
Or the Trump assassin.
Or the Trump, yeah, exactly.
So here's what we're going to do with Joy Behar. Nigel, I've been trying to learn a little bit about AI video. Like, I play the AI voices all the time.
Yeah,
in
we
show.
just did Caitlin Clark, I believe, accepting the honor for Times Athlete of the Year.
Right. We have AI Boss Hogshead, AI Biden.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting pretty good at that. I'm trying to learn
Very good.
video.
Yes. Video?
So, yes. I'm in the infancy. I'm not real good yet. But if you go to our Twitter right now, at Hammer and Nigel, I've got AI Nigel making out with AI Joy Behar.
Oh, my gosh!
I put this together.
What did you do? What did you do?
I made this, and...
What did you do?
It looks like you and Joy Behar making out right here in the hallway of WIBC.
That's, you took... What the F?
That's pretty good, right? Come on.
What?
Again, I'm not the best in the world, but I'm good enough to be dangerous. So if you want to see AI Nigel making out, like deep, passionate kissing Joy Behar.
Was this from the picture that you took of me in the hallway when I'm holding the cup of coffee? I'm holding the Dunkin' cup. I just got to work.
You have a Hammer and Nigel show sweatshirt on.
And from that, you were able to manipulate. That looks like I'm making out with Joy Behar.
It does.
Good God Almighty. What? Stop. Make it stop. Take it down. Delete it now. Burn it in a fire.
We're going to have a contest with it. That's what we're going to do. So we got one extra pair of Jeff Foxworthy tickets to give away. Jeff Foxworthy coming to Fishers Friday, February 21st. Anybody that gets on our Twitter account, you have to follow Hammer and Nigel and retweet Nigel making out with Joy Behar.
No.
Anybody that retweets it, you will be entered into the drawing for these last 2 tickets to go see Jeff Foxworthy in Fishers.
I want to get in the shower like that scene in Ace Ventura when he figured out he'd been making out with a dude the entire time. He's like got a plunger on his face and chewing gum and naked.
I thought you meant
shower.
you wanted to get in the shower with Joy Behar because, listen, that's going to take me a little extra time, but maybe I can make that happen too. So again,
wow.
Follow us.
How did you do that?
At Hammer and Nigel, and make sure you are one of our followers and retweet that video of AI Nigel making out in the hallway here with AI Joy Behar. We will randomly pick somebody to win the Jeff Foxworthy tickets.
Please don't.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Do not show up empty-handed to that holiday party. Get a bottle of Barkeep vodka. It's local. These guys truly have made a better product than the big top-shelf vodka brands. It is the smoothest vodka we've ever tasted. Again, just a better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Barkeep vodka is made in Indiana, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. It's a top-shelf vodka, but it's sold at a low price. Pick up a bottle at grocery stores, liquor stores, or go to barkeepvodka.com.
Your business needs a network it can count on. Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Mobile Unlimited. Plus, for a limited time, find out how to get an $800 holiday bonus prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to ComcastBusiness.com today. Ins 12/15/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Connection Pro. EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
From sugar cookie crumbs in the kitchen to pine needles under the tree, count on Steel for Christmas cleanup made easy with the SEA20 battery-powered handheld vacuum. Now just $99.99. Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $159.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is making its way back to Gamebridge Fieldhouse on December 19th with an all-new show, The Lost Christmas Eve Tour. For tickets and more information, head to WIBC.com.
So I understand not everybody has a Twitter account, X account. So I also put Nigel making out with Joy Behar, the AI edition, on the Hammer and Nigel Show Facebook and Instagram. It's the Instagram story. Dude. It's on Facebook too. So if you want to see AI Nigel making out with AI Joy Behar, you can see it there. But for the contest, you got to retweet it on Twitter.
I want you to promise me there are no more of these.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
No.
All right, looking at the south side crash, northbound 65 near Edgewood Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked. Traffic is stopped back to Stop 11 Road. Delay time is showing 40 minutes. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Pad. Eastbound 70 stop and go from the west side is Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. On the northwest side, northbound 465 loaded from 86th Street up to 865. Crash Fall Creek Parkway at 30th involves a rolled van and a police pursuit. John Herrick with more coming up at 5:02. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Come see the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. Pierce Jewelers shops the world to bring you the best, and they have it all. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
40 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nige, tonight, right around 7:30-ish, around that time, I'll have another moonshine sample video.
Yeah, those are fun.
We've been putting that out on our social media as well. Last night, the crazy coupon lady, she's finally healthy. She's up to speed.
She feeling better?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, much better now.
Good. So
she was part of the video last night.
I saw that you have the moonshine advent calendar.
Correct.
Where you get a different shine every night.
Right. So it's 24 little moonshines in this advent calendar, and so far they've all been different. Now, I don't know if there are 24 different samples. If we start getting into some repeat ones, maybe we'll start doing something different with the videos, maybe making a special shot or something out of them. But right now, we're just taking them straight. So that'll be on our social media tonight, sometime in between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, if you want to check that out. You're still shaking your head over there, Nige.
This video AI that you've done with me kissing Joy Behar is, I can't, it's a train wreck. I can't turn away. You literally took a picture of me in the hallway. I didn't know what you were doing. You said, hey, I'm going to take a picture of you. I'm just standing. You took that picture of me standing in the hallway with a cup of coffee in my hand. And now it's somehow turned into it looks like I'm kissing Joy Behar.
Right.
Like I'm moving around in the picture. I was standing still. It's just a normal. How did you do that? And please, again, tell me there's no more of these.
Coming up here in just a few minutes.
Oh, no. This is
more on that suspect that was arrested in Pennsylvania. And maybe, just maybe, we'll check in with a certain president of the United States.
Okay.
That's next.
Guys, if you're often feeling tired, lack of motivation and drive, you gained some weight, maybe some loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low T. Don't wait to find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your testosterone levels checked. It's just a simple test. With their on-site lab, you'll get the results back right there. Low T is not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, for each patient.
For established patients, you get the convenience of physician-monitored at-home treatments that ship directly to your home. So you don't have to get in your car and drive to the Low T Center. It comes right to your house. And the Low T Center really is your one-stop shop for all things men's health. You could also get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription weight loss medications. That is something that Low T Center does. So book your appointment today. LowTCenter.com. That's LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
According to CBS News, the average American loses out on an average of $182,000 in Social Security income, and it's because they file for their benefits at the wrong time. Learn how you can avoid this with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. We trust Bill to help us with planning for our retirement, and you can too.
This free analysis could help you get the most income from Social Security while considering the impacts on your spousal benefits, taxes, IRA and 401k withdrawals, and Medicare premiums. If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. 317-648-5800. 5120. Don't lose $182,000 in Social Security income. That money's rightfully yours. Call Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Joyner Homes. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana and has a streamlined, fully custom home build process with an in-house team of architectural and design specialists. So you can focus on the fun stuff like cabinets and flooring and paint colors. They truly build unique, character-rich, smart design homes anywhere that you can bring a builder or on your own private lot. Check out their pricing online at joinerhomes.com. That's where you can also see some of the homes they've built. That's joinerhomes.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, where police have been busy this afternoon in Indianapolis. Snow could cause some issues for you tomorrow, maybe even tonight. And the abortion ban in Indiana, the subject of something the Supreme Court is reviewing. Those stories and more after Fox on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 5 o'clock.
He's not going anywhere for now. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO in New York City last week, is held without bail in Pennsylvania, where he was spotted and arrested yesterday at a McDonald's and taken to an extradition hearing today, shackled, wearing an orange jumpsuit, and shouting about it being unjust on his way into court. Defense attorney Thomas Dickey telling reporters,
"We did not waive extradition. We're contesting extradition. We're going to fight this along the rules and with the constitutional protections that my client has."
Mangione was arrested on a gun charge in Pennsylvania. In New York, he's charged with multiple counts, including murder. Police say Mangione had a 3-page handwritten note when he was arrested. It said he acted alone and was critical of corporate America, referring to parasites who deserved it.
We also have heard a reporting from the New York Post that he was suffering some traumatic back injury. He had surgery for that, and that may have played a part perhaps in his sentiments as to how he felt about the healthcare system. And we also know from the New York Post that his mother reported him missing from San Francisco on November the 18th.
Fox's Brian Yennis. That's just days before police believe he arrived in New York City. Reassurance from Speaker Mike Johnson as a House panel holds a hearing on unmanned drones and security concerns. It was scheduled before the recent drone sightings in New York and New Jersey.
We're working on that. We need straight answers, of course. We are concerned about drones and all these new technologies and what it might mean for national security and the safety of the American citizens.
There have been nightly drone flights for several weeks now, including over some sensitive sites, a military facility and Trump golf course in New Jersey. The FBI is investigating. A firefight continues around Malibu, California. A wildfire charring more than 2,600 acres. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Who's on the scene and who's had a rough day? It's dropped to 41 degrees in downtown Indianapolis with clear skies and nothing on radar. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Police activity near a gas station in Indianapolis, right, Ryan?
And, John, this has to do with the high-speed chase that ended with a car crashing into a light pole at 30th and Fall Creek Parkway on the northwest side of Indianapolis. Right now, there's crime scene tape around an intersection. Plenty of cops guarding this car. Scanner reports indicate that a teenager with a gun bailed out of the car. Right now, there's a New York Yankees cap in the intersection. We're not sure if the teenager was arrested. We're expecting to hear more. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It's looking more and more likely that you'll have to contend with snow tomorrow.
You could have rapidly deteriorating conditions, maybe even across such a short distance as a quarter to a half mile as these bands come in. They're very quick. They can produce whiteout conditions for very short periods of time.
Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says the snow will move in Wednesday between 2 and 8 p.m. all across the state. The Indiana Supreme Court has decided to delay a ruling regarding the state's abortion law. Harrison Silcox explains.
You may remember when Indiana's law on abortion changed, banning the procedure past 20 weeks or in certain cases where the mother's life could be at risk. 4 women associated with Hoosier Jews for Choice filed a lawsuit against the law, saying it violates the state's Religious Freedom Act. Indiana's High Court ruled Tuesday to not hear the case, but they do plan to get around to it eventually. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
$2.88 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy. There is one station in Indy selling it for $2.09. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark has won a lot of awards in both her pro and college career. Now she's the Time Athlete of the Year. She told Time that 2024 was a year where she had to make a lot of consequential choices.
And not knowing if that would actually be my last season, whether I was deciding to come back to college or turn pro, and now sitting here like I'm done with my first professional season.
And she says she's happy she's in the WNBA, where she was the Rookie of the Year this past season. This upcoming year starts for the Fever against Chicago on May 25th. WIBC News Time, 5:04, your traffic and weather next.
A radio lead is a serious lead, and our sales percentages reflect that tremendously.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
My name is Jim Williams, and I am the owner of Galaxy Concrete Coatings.
Qualified leads.
I think it was about 2004 that I was approached about radio advertising. Didn't really think it was going to help me much. But the interesting thing is over a period of 5 years, it got stronger and stronger every year. You know, we have like 10, sometimes 20 different ads that we're running.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
Radio is the first thing we start with because you do get calls that you can set leads and create sales from.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
We close like 40% of a radio ad. We close like 20 to 25% of our other mass media ads. I mean, that's a home run.
Get results with WIBC.
With traffic at 5:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, looking at Fall Creek Parkway at 30th Street, you were talking about this. It is a crash cleanup continuing. The vehicle, the rolled SUV is loaded up onto a wrecker. Hopefully they'll be out of here before too long. In the meantime, Fall Creek Parkway slow around 30th Street in both directions. Inbound 65, that's stop and go traffic. MLK to Meridian Penn, that's a delay time of 6 minutes. Eastbound 70 slow for the west side, Tibbs Avenue into the south split, that's 12 minutes on the delay. South side crash northbound 65 near Edgewood Avenue. Left shoulder is blocked and traffic is jammed up back to County Line Road for a delay time of 40 minutes. East side northbound 465 slow off 70 up to Penn Pike. Crash Keystone Avenue near 465. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Some light snow possible overnight tonight with lows in the mid-20s. Wednesday active with scattered snow. Wednesday afternoon and nights, the potential for some heavier snow bursts with wind gusts of 35-plus miles per hour at times and highs only in the low 30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Pretty amazing story. The entire country's been captivated by the horrific murder of the CEO of United Healthcare a week and a half, 2 weeks ago outside a Manhattan hotel about 6:45 in this morning. This coward walked up right behind him, pulled the trigger, and killed him in cold blood. Turns out it was a 26-year-old guy that was the valedictorian. He went to some sort of Ivy League school, parents rich, and this kid's obviously deranged. I want to be careful and not use the word insane because I want him to get every ounce of justice that's coming from him. And I already have a feeling that this guy's name's Luigi Mangione, the one that pulled the trigger, is kind of acting erratic now and saying some stuff as he was being pulled into the police car. Maybe he was getting out of the police car, going into the police station. He's caught in Pennsylvania. Somebody recognized him at a McDonald's, called the police, and now he's fighting extradition back to New York, which I think is hilarious. Good luck with that. But this has been something everyone in this country has been paying attention to for the past couple of weeks, just because of the brazenness of it all. And I think it has to do with, this kid has a manifesto, doesn't like corporate America, doesn't like rich people, it doesn't like people of success, even though that's what his background is.
Right, 100%. Like good family structure, Ivy League education, money in the family. They're not anywhere near the poverty line. It's quite the opposite. But somehow this dude got radicalized. And maybe that happened at an Ivy League college. Maybe it happened with some friends. Maybe it was media. I don't know. Maybe it was a health condition because we're hearing some chatter now. One friend, so take this for what you will, one friend says he had some sort of back procedure that the insurance decided not to cover, and it made him snap and hate the insurance industry, which is why he shot the head CEO guy. I don't know. But the one thing I do know, if you're cheering this guy on, if you're upset he was taken into custody, there's something wrong with you. Again, nobody, including myself, Nige, Allison, none of us like dealing with the insurance companies. It sucks. But you don't murder the people in charge. That's not how it works. This guy did that. And there are so many people, Nigel, on social media saying he's some sort of hero. He's a vigilante. There's no difference between him and what Daniel Penny did on that subway in New York.
Jeez, that's awful to put him and Daniel Penny in the same sentence.
That was most of CNN's evening last night.
Heard the clips.
Here is Deputy Chief Swope and Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro talking about the suspect.
It was discovered that he had a United States passport that identified him as Luigi Mangione. A firearm was located and a suppressor was also located.
I have no tolerance, nor should anyone, for one man using an illegal ghost gun to murder someone because he thinks his opinion matters most. In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. He is no hero.
Thank you. The amount of people on social media, whether it's because he was sticking it to the man, the evil giant insurance companies, or the people that thought he was attractive, he's sexy, all these different things. The amount of people that think this guy should be free or is a hero, it's disturbing. Like, I don't like what happened in our government over the last 4 years. I don't like the open borders. I don't like the failed foreign policy. I don't get to kill the people in charge of that.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
That's not how it works. So, yeah, now we wait and see.
Denied bail, by the way.
Good.
Well, of course, because this guy had all sorts of fake IDs with him. I think he had Monopoly money.
Right.
In his, they found in his bag. But yeah, this was the guy charged with killing CEO Brian Thompson. From what I know about this CEO Brian Thompson, a guy that his family were farmers or something like that, or something to do with farming or the grain industry, things like, worked his way up. It's totally different than the shooter, the alleged shooter's life.
And even if he didn't, even if he was just a smug, arrogant a-hole, even if it was Keith Olbermann walking down the street, you don't get to kill him. There are laws in this country. There's order in this country. You don't get to just kill people. That's not how this works. Man, it feels like forever since we've done this because, let's be honest, he's been kind of hiding. He looks a little disheveled. The last couple times we saw this guy, he looked like a mixture of Doc Brown from Back to the Future and Rip Van Winkle.
I saw that picture.
But we've got a couple updates here, and I don't know how much longer we're going to get to do this. So let's light the fire and check in with wheelin' dealin', hair sniffing, kiss stealing Joe Biden.
I got hairy legs. Take a test where you're taking cocaine. Come on, man. You ain't black.
So Joe Biden, speaking at a podium today, they pumped him full of God knows what. They made him look coherent. They brushed his hair. They wiped his butt. And they put him up in front of a microphone and a podium. And he did what he does best. He's whispering. And then he's shouting.
I can't name a single country in the world that doesn't think. Put it this way. If we're not leading the world, who does? Not a joke. I'm not being wise guy. If we do not lead the world, what nation leads the world? Who pulls Europe together? Who tries to pull the Middle East together? How do we do the Indian Ocean? What do we do in Africa? We, the United States, lead the world.
He could have just stopped at, I cannot name a single country in the world. He could have just stopped it right there.
What time is Matlock on? So Joe Biden trying to do this victory lap on foreign policy, trying to take credit basically for Assad being forced out of power, when everybody knows he had absolutely nothing to do with it. Nothing. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk to our friend from Breitbart coming up here in just about 15 minutes, Frances Martel.
She's great.
She's going to give us the rundown on how this whole Syria thing did play out and what does it mean for the 900 U.S. soldiers over there, and what does it mean for us? She's coming up in just a little bit. But back to Biden. There was another moment where the teleprompter went out. Now, some people, when the teleprompter goes out, they can adjust. They can talk on the fly. Trump can do that.
I don't think he needs a teleprompter to begin with.
Obama could do that.
Yeah, sure.
Joe Biden, on the other hand.
And, you know, one of the things that's going on here, they just turned off my... I'm going to go on.
What?
I lost the electricity here.
And that silence goes on for like a minute. Can I get that little mumble, that panic gibberish there just in the middle of that, Allison?
I'm going to go on. I lost the electricity here.
If you lost electricity, the microphone wouldn't be working, Mr. President.
The lights would be out, Mr. President.
What is wrong with these teleprompters? They've had that administration, more problems with teleprompters than I've ever seen in my life. It's a pretty common thing for people who speak in public to use these teleprompters.
Right.
Boy, they have some shoddy equipment there in the Biden administration.
Everything sucks under Build Back Better. Everything from the teleprompters to foreign policy, everything in between, it all sucks under Build Back Better and Hair Sniff McGee. Listen, we've been talking about a lot of hardcore, serious subjects today, murder suspects and extraditions and all this kind of stuff. I think what we need right now is to take a step back, take a deep breath, decompress, and have a good old-fashioned holiday memory from the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
Fruitcake. Sucks. Nothing says, happy birthday, Jesus, like receiving the freaking magical gift of fruitcake.
And this has been Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
Very true.
Simple 2 words. Fruitcake. Sucks. Yep.
You and I, Nigel, were each on diets. Like, I've been doing mine for a little bit over a year now. I'm down like almost 50 pounds here. You have recently started to get back into the dieting game. How hard are the holidays?
Man, I've found that, like, I've given up basically all beer and booze, except for Beer Sample Friday.
And the 8 shots we have during this show.
But the Moonshine Mondays. But other than that, it's gone. I lost immediately like 10 to 12 pounds. Immediately. And then, yes, portion control.
Little Prince.
So, yeah, it's I don't know, whatever.
I've set a goal for myself. If I'm only 5 pounds over where I am when I started the holiday season by January, that's a win. Like, I'm trying to make it so I just gain 5 pounds.
Right.
Because I'm going to drink, man, and I'm going to eat the food and eat the Christmas cookies and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to, make myself miserable, but moderation. Moderation is key.
Yeah, see, I don't have it in my brain in terms of the booze and the moderation word. No.
You're Frank the Tank.
Right. This is the first
Fill it up again.
And like, honestly, the first Thanksgiving, I haven't had a drop in 20 years probably. It was pretty crazy. But
so
it works.
If you're somebody that is afraid of gaining weight over the holidays,
yes.
Here's the public service announcement from the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh.
Just because the average person gains 6 pounds over the holidays doesn't mean you have to. Introducing the miracle drug that lets you eat all you want without tipping the scales. Meth. Just 1 burnt spoon a day lets you enjoy a butterball, not become one. The secret to meth is a unique chemical composition that transforms you into such a skittish train wreck, the pounds just disappear. As do your teeth, vitality, family, friends, home, valuables, reputation, trustworthiness, earning potential, and ability to communicate in clear, concise sentences.
True.
But hey, at least you're thin. Meth. Ask the guy wearing the stained tank top behind 7-Eleven if it's right for you.
It's very true. Very rarely do you see a fat meth head or crackhead.
Yeah, doesn't happen.
And I almost feel guilty asking Matt Bear this question because I know you've gone through the ringer, so to speak, but you never got into meth, did you, Matt?
I did not, no.
Good.
But I say to this end that if somebody would have put it in front of me, I probably would have done it. I'm sorry, that's just it.
Don't apologize.
Drunk addict, all that thing. So, it's addiction's addiction, man.
Yep.
Looking at the south side crash northbound 65 before Edgewood Avenue, blocking the left shoulder, causing stop traffic back to County Line Road. That's a delay time of 44 minutes. Looking at inbound 65 stop and go traffic, MLK to the north split, 10-minute delay. Eastbound 70 slows after Tibbs Avenue into the south split. We are delayed there for 9 minutes. Northwest side, northbound 465 stop and go before 86th Street up to 865. Crash, Fall Creek Parkway at 30th Street. Cleanup continues. There was a police pursuit. It was a van that rolled on 30th. Both directions of Fall Creek Parkway are backed up at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Market District with locations in Carmel and Westfield. Discover the value of fresh at Market District. Find all the holiday season essentials in one place. Visit your Westfield and Carmel Market Districts to see how easy it is to be a foodie. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And again, the reason why Matt's podcast is so successful, supporting sobriety, Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick from the newsroom, it's that honesty, man.
Incredible.
It's that brutal honesty, and that's what we dig about what Matt Bear brings to the table. 40 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
Hey, the last thing you want in life is to be 80 years old, full of life, but flat broke. Discover the strategies that could ensure you never run out of money in retirement with my man, Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. We know and trust Bill, and you can too.
What's awesome about Bill Demery is he'll meet with you for free, and he explains things in a way that everybody can understand. Because the world of retirement and finance can be a little intimidating, but not when you work with Bill Demery. So set up a free time to speak with him right now. 317-648-5120. I work with Bill. Nigel works with Bill, and you should too. 317-648-5120. Make 2025 the year you take care of your money. 648-5120 for Bill Demery.
Those who don't have 20/20 vision usually do something about it. But many who can't breathe freely through their nose just live with it, not realizing they can have 20/20 breathing. At Advent, we're out to change that. With 20/20 breathing, you'll have fewer sinus infections, more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will live better. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. In 2006, Advent pioneered the balloon sinuplasty procedure. And since, thousands of our patients can tell you, this simple 20-minute in-office solution really works. Balloon sinuplasty can give you 20/20 breathing so you can breathe freely through both nostrils with your mouth closed day and night. And that can change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that when you need plumbing help, call who I call, my friends at Hope Plumbing. They're locally owned and committed to putting the customer and the community first. They know spending your hard-earned money on unexpected plumbing issues isn't at the top of your wish list. So for the rest of the year, they're giving you $100 off any $500 plus plumbing service. Call Hope Plumbing today at 317-641-HOPE or online at hopeplumbing.com.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
She's too special for just an average gift. See Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
A guy in a delayed flight stuck in Atlanta pulled out his saxophone to keep people entertained on the delayed flight on the plane. Here he is leading the plane in a rendition of Jingle Bells.
Let's hear you.
I got it. Hammer, are you okay with this?
The last thing I have when I'm stranded on a flight and everything is delayed and I don't know if I'm going to get to my destination or not is Christmas spirit. No, it's the last thing I want to hear. I don't want to hear some guy on a saxophone. I don't care if he's good or not. I don't want to hear somebody on their Peruvian flute. I don't want to hear somebody on a kazoo.
Guitar.
None of it. None of it. Sit there and shut up. We're all going to be miserable together. Don't be spreading your holiday cheer to people who don't want it. If that makes me the Grinch, then I am the Grinch. Maybe my size is 3 sizes too small, but I don't want to hear anybody getting cute on the plane when I'm in a bad mood.
Last night was, did you watch this? The Simpsons Fun Day Football edition of Monday Night Football on Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. During the pregame, Homer Simpson. You're a big Simpsons guy, aren't you?
Love early seasons of The Simpsons.
Homer Simpson joined Peyton Manning and Eli Manning on the Manning cast. Here is some of it. Peyton and Eli were also animated.
We have a special guest today on the Manning cast. You all know him as America's favorite nuclear employee and donut-loving dad, Homer Simpson.
I'm thrilled to be here. I've been a big fan of this show ever since someone explained to me what it was 5 minutes ago. As you two elite athletes know, sometimes in the moment you just stop thinking and your instincts take over. Well, my instinct was to cry and to pee my pants a little bit.
Been there. Done that. So, Homer, tell us what you learned from being on the Manning cast.
Well, you guys taught me what's really important in life. Finding a job where you only work 3 hours a week and also not every week.
Well said, Homer.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to watch the broadcast like that. I don't have Disney anymore or ESPN Plus, but I did see people on social media just sharing all the clips that were coming out because during the game, those channels did a simulcast of the Cowboys and Bengals game, but it was with Simpsons characters. So like at one point, I think it was T. Higgins scored a touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals. If you were watching the Simpsons cast, it was Lisa Simpson catching that tough touchdown. Ralph Wiggum getting in the end zone. So for you sports bettors, if you had anytime touchdown for Ralph Wiggum, cash your ticket. I think those things are kind of cool. I know Nickelodeon did that for a little while with like SpongeBob characters and things. I think it's fun. I watched
they
the
had
regular
the entire
broadcast.
game animated, like in real time.
Yes. I have no idea how that works, but I think it's pretty cool. Gets kids involved into it and, hell, some adults, too. Is it a little cheesy? Sure, but, hey, I'm not mad at it at all. I thought it was kind of funny. All right, coming up next, Frances Martel, the world editor for Breitbart, one of our favorites. She's been coming on this show for a long time. Nobody breaks it down better. We're going to get into the Syria mess. What does it mean for the United States? What does it mean for the 900-ish soldiers that we've got stationed over there? She's going to break it all down coming up right after the news with John Herrick.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Where there was crime scene tape. It's cloudy with nothing on radar at the moment. 40 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick, and this report is brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 5:30. A chase ended with a car crashing into a light pole at 30th and Fall Creek Parkway on the northwest side of Indianapolis this afternoon. Here's what this woman says she saw.
Well, I just seen a boy running across the field when the police was chasing him. We heard the crash. It was 2 or 3 cars, sound like that they crashed, and we came out, and then that's when I seen this.
She says she heard gunshots, and it appeared that several kids were involved. Bail is denied for Luis Mangione. He's the suspect taken into custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania Monday. He's accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
We're in the process now of securing a governor's warrant from the state of New York, and we'll be prepared when the judge schedules the hearing to do what's necessary to get him back to New York.
And that's Blair County District Attorney Peter Weeks. Mangione's defense lawyer says he would not waive his right to an extradition hearing to be sent back to New York. A proposed merger between 2 grocery chains you may know well is on hold because of a judge.
A big win for the Federal Trade Commission. A U.S. judge siding with the FTC, which said that the nearly $25 billion merger between Kroger and Albertsons would eliminate head-to-head competition between the top 2 grocery chains, leading to higher prices for shoppers and reduced bargaining leverage for unionized workers. Kroger fighting the claims and saying that the deal would actually bring down prices, particularly at Albertsons. The companies argued that they needed to merge to better compete with global conglomerates like Amazon and Walmart.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky reporting. A civil groping case against former Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill is dismissed. Ryan Hedrick explains why he thinks it was dropped.
Curtis Hill says the case was doomed from the start. 4 women accused him of groping them in an Indianapolis lounge about 6 years ago, but Hill says there was no evidence, just a crowded room with no witnesses, and that's why the case was dropped.
You want people to know your case. You're really driving for victims of violence, and then you get less than 24 hours away from having your moment in court to expose, and you stop.
Speaking to WIBC's Kendall and Casey, the women who say Hill groped them just say they wanted an apology that they were never going to get. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And Instagram is now offering a new feature called Trial Reels. It gives creators a chance to test out their material on random users before sharing it with their followers. And after being published for a full day, creators can then look at engagement data from the unknown audience. And with traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, looking at northbound 65 on the south side before Edgewood Avenue. It is a crash blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to Main Street, exit 99 in Greenwood. Delay time over an hour, 64 minutes. Use US 31 instead. It looks pretty good right now. After Worsville Road, from exit 99 on up, it looks pretty good here at the moment. There is a delay south of that, but you shouldn't run into it. Eastbound 70, stop and go Belmont into the south split. Inbound 65, stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. West side crash, northbound 465 after 74 Crawfordsville Road. This is a mess. Multiple vehicles involved. Vehicle over on the right shoulder and lots of emergency cars in there. Traffic is stopped back to Crawfordsville Road. And westbound 74 slowing down before Raceway Road. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Because she's too special for just an average gift, come see Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle and their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Wednesday, prepare for a very active day as scattered snow showers move in the afternoon, nighttime hours. Some heavier snowbursts cannot be ruled out, which could impact travel with wind gusts of 35-plus miles per hour at times. Highs will be in the low 30s. Then Thursday, the bottom really falls out on us once again temperature-wise. We'll start the day off in the single digits for the feels-like temperatures, and then highs only get into the mid-20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We won't waste any time. Bring back one of our favorite guests, Breitbart International Editor Francis Martel. The first Breitbart guest we've ever had on the Hammer and Nigel show. Francis, I think your first appearance was about 5 years ago, the summer of 2019. So we've really enjoyed having you over these years, and hopefully many more years to come. How are you?
Wow, I'm doing great. Thank you for telling me that, because it definitely feels like forever. And hearing that it's been 5 years, it's a lot has happened between then and now. And I'm so grateful for every invite, every minute I get to spend with you guys. I love the show and love being here.
And I know our audience loves you here in Indy. And I just wanted to get your initial take on the fall of Syria and the Assad regime to Islamic rebels. What do we know so far in this quagmire that it's created?
Well, before I go deep into who is who and who took over, I always have been discouraging, don't take a side, because I've gotten a lot of messages in the past week saying, is this good? Are we happy? Are we sad? And the situation is so complex and so volatile that there aren't really any good guys in this picture. There's no one that you should be rooting for, as an American. That's not really what this situation is. It's just a very sort of depressing, chaotic situation. So with that preface, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which is an al-Qaeda offshoot, a jihadist organization, started this siege of Syria, and they had been engaged in a war with the Assad regime. They were part of the greater war for the past decade plus, since 2011, but the war had gone dormant around 2017, 2018, when ISIS fell. Assad took out most of the opposition groups, and it was just kind of a stable. Hezbollah was helping Assad stay in power. The Russians were helping, and there weren't much movement. And then suddenly, in late November, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham starts attacking outposts in, out of Idlib, which is the opposition stronghold, and suddenly takes control of Aleppo. Aleppo is the second largest city in Syria. It is a big deal to just seize that city. And it took everybody by surprise. And that was about November 29th, 30th. And then the dominoes started falling. City after city, territory started getting assembled. You saw these bigger organized crowds against Assad. And then we got to this weekend. And on Saturday, the head of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham puts out a message on Telegram saying, guys, we're in Damascus. So we're either going to have, the battle of our lives or we're just in charge. And then there was this flurry of social media reports about Assad, that Assad had gotten on a plane, Assad had been killed, the plane crashed, all this crazy speculation. And what ends up happening is that Assad did get on a plane in Damascus. He just flew to Moscow. He's been giving political asylum in Moscow. He has formally resigned the presidency of Syria. And so now we're in a position where this al-Qaeda offshoot is running the transition process to some sort of new government, and we're not totally sure what it's going to be.
So, Francis, you said earlier it's important to not pick a side right now, but it seems like Biden has, or the people pretending to be Joe Biden, going out on social media, basically celebrating the fact that Assad has been overthrown, which I get, but what are the dangers of the president of the United States doing exactly the opposite of what you said and kind of picking a side here?
Well, I think in a vacuum, of course, the end of the Assad regime is a positive thing. Assad was an absolutely brutal dictator, and we're seeing these reports of the HTS jihadists going into the prisons and just finding people who had disappeared for decades in some cases, years and years and years, political dissidents that have been disappeared and tortured for years that are freed. You're seeing families reunited. You're seeing Lebanese Christians especially are very happy because the Syrian regime helped Iran and Hezbollah take out a lot of the opposition to Hezbollah in Lebanon. So there is a lot to celebrate. The issue is what replaces Assad, right?
Yes.
And that's always the question. And the Democrats are all over the place on this, by the way, because there was a time where it was very trendy right before the Syrian civil war to be pro-Assad as a Democrat. Nancy Pelosi went over there, Tulsi Gabbard went over there, and then on the other side you had John McCain later supporting the Free Syrian Army, which the Free Syrian Army is now a separate militia from HTS, and they are still active, but they're a Turkish proxy that's attacking the Kurds, and that's kind of a separate war in the same war theater. So it gets really complicated there. But yeah, the Democrats were very pro-Assad before they were anti-Assad, and then under Obama, there were all the red lines on chemical weapons that Assad ignored. And eventually the Democrats just sort of dropped Syria entirely. And now you get to this weekend and Biden's trying to take credit for toppling Assad, basically saying, I did what Obama couldn't do and I took him out. So it's very interesting to see them try to grapple with coming up with a position when we don't really, we didn't really have anything to do with what happened in the short term here in the past month. And they're really trying to make it look like we have some sort of victory or some sort of major role that we played in this.
Frances Martel is our guest. She is the international editor for Breitbart. She joins us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Frances, the United States has around 900 soldiers in that area. We've already heard from Senator Rand Paul. He is concerned for their well-being, and if something were to happen to any of the United States soldiers, the ramifications after that. What are your thoughts on the U.S. still having 900 soldiers in that area, and are they going to be targets here, or are they not in play?
They're not directly in play because HTS is just not focusing on them. They're obviously not a threat to, they're not there to support Assad, so they're not a direct threat. But we have a $10 million bounty on the head of the leader of HTS, so who is probably going to be the next dictator because he was an al-Qaeda terrorist before he decided to split from al-Qaeda. So that's obviously a threat to our troops. But the other thing about this is that ISIS is still a threat. They're not a massive threat. They're not what they used to be. The caliphate was dismantled thanks to our work and thanks to the Kurds in northern Syria. But they're still there. And so my big concern is if we leave, the first thing that's going to happen is just a free-for-all destruction of the Kurdish territories by the Turkish proxies. The HTS guys don't have really any interest one way or another in the Kurds. They didn't fight the Kurds. They didn't defend the Kurds. They're in their own world. So if we let the Syrian Democratic Forces, which is the Kurdish coalition, collapse, that leaves a vacuum for ISIS. And so that's my big concern. Yeah. But at the same time, there's no major American interest in this war, right? There's like 10 different parties fighting each other. None of them are essentially pro-American. The big concern is just if we leave these vacuums, are there going to be terrorist groups that use Syria as a jumping off point for terrorist attacks on us?
Yep. Francis, final thought here. This Bashar Assad, they were buddies with Russia, right? So he's got asylum in Russia. He wears very nice suits, by the way. I mean, like a brutal dictator.
Everyone always mentions the suits. Everyone's obsessed.
Well, it's such like a distraction. It's like, how can this guy be a brutal dictator that gassed his own people? He's wearing Armani suits. Look at him.
And it's like an ophthalmologist, just like Rand Paul. You know?
It's like when we had the Gambino crime family here. Oh, look at the suit, the Teflon Don. What a good-looking guy.
So like, what do they do? They're buddies with Russia, but I noticed Russia really didn't do anything to help him out in Syria, and they just said, hey, you can come stay here. Is that what happened?
Basically, yeah. They gave him political asylum. The Kremlin said that Putin personally approved political asylum for the family, but the Russian armed forces did absolutely nothing to help. If allied with Russia in any way, if I'm like the government of Burkina Faso or Chad or these like Sahel African countries that are considering abandoning U.S. alliances for Russia, I would be thinking twice right now.
And where is Iran in all of this? Because it feels like Iran is starting to run out of friends, right? This war between Israel and Hamas, it's weakened the folks that normally would support Iran, and not knowing what's going on in Syria right now. Iran, who always wants to feel like they are one of the major players, they like being talked about in these big boy conversations. Where are they at right now?
Well, they're the biggest losers here besides Assad, because the biggest reason I think that this happened so quickly, well, the first one is that Assad just didn't pay his soldiers. He had a terrible army. But the second one is that Hezbollah has been completely obliterated. The leadership of that terror group has been destroyed, and they were the primary security shield for the Assad regime. And the Shiite terrorist groups that are part of Iran's axis, they're all very weakened. And then the Sunni groups that are part of Iran's axis, so that would be Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, they're all celebrating that Iran's best friend just got toppled.
Hey, Francis, I want to ask you if you could stick around for one more break, and wanted to ask you sort of a general question about the elite media and how they talk down to us and how they expect our audience and your audience not to really understand what's going on with these things. You had an amazing take on this, and I wanted to get your thoughts next with Francis Martell of Breitbart. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. Forget about New Year's resolutions, all right? Start now. If you know you're not getting the exercise you need, if you know your body is not getting the movement that it craves every day, try something different. Try something new. Try Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is a once-a-week strength training program. You show up once a week for your private 20-minute workout. It's just you and your coach. Private studios, no mirrors, no music, a totally different experience, and I love it. I've been doing it forever. It's not an easy workout by any means, but you'll feel better. I've lost weight, my clothes fit different, and I've built some muscle. So if you think you don't have time to work out, if you can't find it in your schedule to get into a regular gym, try Exercise Inc. You show up once a week. Again, it's just a once-a-week 20-minute workout, but it is worth it, and it is difficult but safe and reliable 20 minutes that will help you feel better and get the exercise your body needs and craves. And listen to this. If you come in to Exercise Inc. for a free consultation in the month of December, you're going to get 2 free sessions just for trying it out. You don't even have to sign up. 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com today to sign up. ExerciseInc.com. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation, talking with Richard Michaelis about basements and foundations. Richard, what are some of the signs that a homeowner should watch out for to spot potential foundation or basement problems?
If you see cracks or bowing in your basement walls, uneven floors, or cracked bricks, these could indicate foundation issues. And keep in mind, if it's a significant foundation problem, it will only worsen over time. If you notice water in your basement, visible mold, damp walls, or musty odors, it could be a sign of a foundation issue or a waterproofing problem.
How can homeowners know for sure if there's a real problem?
By calling Michaelis for a free inspection. We're a local family-owned and operated company with 39-plus years of experience. If repairs are needed, we offer a lifetime warranty and 0% down on foundation and basement repairs. You see our work before we see your money.
Foundations, basements, and crawl spaces. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call or text 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
Downtown Indy, dressed in holiday style and glowing with bright lights and festive sights all season long. Gather with friends on Monument Circle to enjoy stunning holiday lighting and audio-visual presentations every night of the week. Create new memories while dining at award-winning restaurants just steps from your favorite attractions, sporting events, and performances. Come winter wander in downtown Indy. Come for an event, stay for a holiday experience. Visit IndyWonderland.com for all the details, including curated downtown holiday itineraries. That's IndyWonderland.com.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Reinhardt Heating and Cooling? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month.
This Christmas, come see Pierce Jewelers' stunning showcases of spectacular designs and be dazzled by their one-of-a-kind collection of fine jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
It's the Degenerates Next Door, a sports betting podcast for dudes.
Real dudes, not the fake Kardashian-looking like dudes you see on television doing this. The Degenerates Next Door. Download and subscribe today anywhere you get your podcast.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, we have a wicked-looking crash here on the southeast side of southbound 465 at I-74. Two left lanes are blocked, one into the wall, one fender to fender, and traffic is stopped bumper to bumper, and traffic is stopped back to Washington Street, US 40, for a 39-minute delay. Looking at northbound 465 on the west side, crash after 74 Crawfordsville Road, blocking the right lane, stopping traffic to West 10th Street. North side crash on the exit ramp from westbound 465 to Keystone Avenue. The left ramp lane is blocked. The ramp is open. Also looking at westbound 465 on the north side, that is a slow roll from Meridian past Michigan Road. It is a crash on the east side, Washington Street at LaSalle. And inbound 65 stop and go, MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow roll off Belmont into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Some see the diamonds. Come see the diamonds of Pierce Jeweler. Diamond earrings, diamond pennants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. Pierce Jeweler shops the world to bring you the best, and they have it all. Remember, shop local, shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
38 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Back with Francis Martel, international editor at Breitbart, one of our favorite guests. I heard you on the radio the other day, And the reason why we love having you on is because you can explain things to Hammer and I and our audience, and you don't talk to us like we're dumb, like we can't understand it. And that's kind of the way our show is. Like, we have fun with our audience, but our audience isn't dumb. They can understand these world international affairs. And I think that's part of the reason why you do what you do at Breitbart. Maybe just real quick, within 60, 90 seconds, expand on your take about that whole thing.
Well, first of all, I think humor is one of the top indicators of intelligence. People who are funny tend to be very smart, and that's why you guys are so smart, right? Like, you're doing a show that is making people learn, but you're doing it in a humorous and entertaining and fun way.
Absolutely.
And as dark as some of these topics are, you guys have me on, and this is a sort of a lighthearted show where we talk about, like, sports and beer sometimes, and then we have Francis to come in for, like, the genocide report. These dark things, but they shouldn't be inaccessible. I'm very much anti-elitist about international news because I have a lot of faith in the average American understanding these things. I think the average American understands Syria, for example, a lot more than the State Department does in a lot of ways. And that's not to say that it isn't a complicated issue, but there's this veneer of sort of obscurity around international news because of the way it's been marketed in America for a long time by CNN, by the mainstream media. They try to make you feel like you're not good enough to understand Syria, or you're not smart enough to know what's going on in the Middle East or what's going on in China. And that's the exact opposite of my approach. Not only are you smart enough to, but I think that it can enrich a lot of people's lives, even daily lives, just knowing the modern history of a lot of other countries. You can see other countries' mistakes, and you can apply that to what you want to see in America. So I think all of that is very accessible, and it should be accessible. And I think it's my job, and I'm so lucky to have this calling to come to people with this information in a way that it's not only understandable, but that you actually want to learn about it, that it's interesting, that it's not being, gate-kept by some elite from you.
And Francis, you gave me a great idea. I'm going to run to our sales staff right now and have a sponsored genocide report with Francis Martel.
Oh, my goodness.
Brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon, coming sometime in 2025.
What beer company is going to sponsor?
Hey, you can find her work, stellar stuff, Breitbart.com. She is Breitbart's international editor, Francis Martel. If we don't talk to you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year, you and your family. We love having you on, and thank you, Francis.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. And I'm so grateful for you guys and for the time we spent.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, holiday heroes. It's a special time of year at Shane Company. As a family business for 4 generations, we know firsthand that fine jewelry is the gift that says it all. From the engagement ring that says, "You're the one," to the diamond tennis bracelet that says, "Thank you for being you." We have the widest selection of fine jewelry gifts, in stock and ready to take home. Come pick out a pair of hand-matched diamond stud earrings or a necklace with a colorful gemstone. Check out our new Bloom collection, one of owner Tom Shane's favorites this year, featuring stunning sapphires, emeralds, or rubies. At Shane Company, every gift and every price range is crafted to our high-quality standards. We have jewelers working in every store to bring your gifts to life, making sure rings fit just right, setting center stones and engagement rings by hand, and engraving your pieces to make your gifts even more special. Your gifts will always be protected with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com and come see us in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal.